dreamy.
Are we on the internet?
I think we might be.
Oh, why are you whispering?
I don't know.
Do you not want the internet to know?
Gotta be careful.
You got to sneak up on it. You got to neak up on it. Neak up on the internet.
What?
Nothing. What's happening?
What?
You're a nincompoop. On the internet.
Man, Steve's already here.
No.
Steve was waiting.
You must have been checking the Discord.
No, I haven't posted the link there yet.
No, but you said we're broadcasting. So he was probably like hitting the site and hitting refresh.
I bet Steve, like a
True
good
American
true
hero.
fan, has his notifications turned on for BMFcast on YouTube.
I have those turned on as well.
Tweet.
Oh, did you tweet?
I tweeted.
There's a tweet.
I tweet.
I will make that tweet be retweeted.
What a tweet.
We're so stupid. Rocket load.
Where'd all your other cards go? All I see is Digit Wonder.
They're over here in this pile of garbage.
Cards?
Yeah.
These
are
are
not
not
garbage,
son.
And I bet there's some in there that aren't garbage either.
You're right. No, it's just a pile of garbage.
So why is Digital Underground special?
We were reading it. We were
Yeah.
trying to figure out if Tupac was in there or not.
He was not on that
He
card.
was not on that card.
No.
He wasn't there that day.
He had not
Yeah,
yet
really.
been down with the underground at that point.
No. What?
What's happened?
I don't know. We're doing a thing. I don't know.
What's going on? Everything
Madness, sky's the limit.
everything gonna be all right?
Ooh, yeah. Bonesaw is ready.
Don't saw my bone. Clicky.
What?
Don't saw my bone. I don't want you to saw my
Bro.
Okay.
Don't saw my bone, Bruce. Well, now
Oh, man.
everyone's so jacked to talk about command performance.
So jacked.
We're ready to give a command performance on it. This movie marks his daughter's screen debut.
Which one was she? Oh.
I'm assuming one of the Russian daughters.
Sure.
One of the president's daughters. Daughters.
Anna Petrov, whichever that one was.
Right.
Oh, Anna. Yeah.
And it was Anna or Yana.
What?
That was the other one's name. There was
Man.
A-N-N-A or Y-A-N-A. Anna, Bobana, Banana, Banana, Bobana.
Boy, I'm
Yeah?
jacked to talk about rock and load.
This is our 7th Dolph extravaganza. 7 times.
Well, yeah, he's on our Mount Rushmore.
He is.
Mount Crushmore.
Yes.
He's also in Aquaman, which makes me very excited now.
Is he playing Aquaman?
No.
Then it's bullshit.
He's King something.
Oh, King Aquaman?
Yes.
How many points does this trident have?
All of them.
Okay.
It's just...
He's got the 7-point trident.
It's like a pipe organ. Just...
Septent.
Septent.
Not an octant. It's twice as good as a regular. No, it's 9-tent. What would it be? A non-tent?
Octent. Octent would be 8 points.
Yeah. Non-tent.
Non-tent,
Even it's to be
yes.
3 times better than a regular trident.
He's also in Sharknado.
It's 3 tridents in one.
It's a trident of tridents. Ugh. What are you over there?
He's also in Sharknado 5.
Oh.
We don't acknowledge those.
No, we don't. We don't acknowledge those.
We don't. Why would we?
Mm.
It's also an Imagine Dragons music video.
Oh, do you like Imagine Dragons?
Yes.
You do? Well, good. They're all right.
Yes.
Cool.
Also, Imagine Dragon, these nuts on your face.
What?
I don't get
No.
Boy!
You got
Boy.
me.
it. I don't get it. What does that mean?
Yeah. Who did this, fam?
It means think about my testicles gliding across the front of
Yes.
your head.
Gently wrapping
that
up my
doesn't
chamber
make
door.
any Oh, like.
Yes. Like Arabian goggles.
What? Urban Dictionary we come.
You know what it's going to say. You don't even need to look. You know exactly what it's going to say.
How do you know that? Arabian.
Because I live a dope
Arabian
life. I know awesome
goggles.
shit.
I need to know this anyway.
Oh my god. I can tell you to Spider-Man that shit and you're going to know what it is too. Don't even have to look it up.
That first one makes no sense. What? Oh, okay. I mean, no. The first one is written like really weird.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a fucking vignette or something.
Oh, I get it.
It may be anatomically impossible, but what the fuck else is new?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ah. Whew. Well then.
All right.
Well, yeah.
No. I'm serious. Like the first one that comes up on Urban Dictionary is like a fucking weird vignette. It's like doesn't even talk about the actual act, and then like you have to look at the tags. And I went, oh, okay. Now I'm following you. Oh, I get it.
Yes, Ian, we've seen Waiting. Isn't there also the goat, I believe, along with the bat wing?
Mm-hmm. And the brain.
Yeah. No, the brain. Everyone knows the brain. Come on. You just grab one and it's the plum. Yeah. That's right. Hula showed up just in time.
Yeah. I can't imagine how we weren't ever on New and Notable on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
And
weird.
why
I'm
we don't have
surprised
hundreds of
Sabrina's
people
not
on
here
our-
right
our
when we started talking
live
about
streams.
Arabian goggles.
I feel like we just weren't given our due.
Yeah. Do.
More
Did we
often
have
than
like
not,
our
It's hotter than.
our name a town, name something else
Oh.
becomes a sex act? Was that on live stream
Yeah,
or was that?
it was on a live stream.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like a Sacramento ham
Yeah,
sandwich.
yeah.
Yeah,
With the-
that's yes. That was definitely on a live
Okay.
stream.
Tuscaloosa Angel Food Cake.
The Poughkeepsie Play-Doh.
Yeah. Carolina.
Oh, it doesn't
jelly
have to be
donut.
food? Does it only work with food?
You can eat Play-Doh.
I guess
It's
you can.
non-toxic.
Yeah,
No,
it's
you
non-toxic, yeah.
Put it in your mouth.
Yeah, wasn't there a North Dakota chainsaw?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Why not?
And eventually you're bound to hit one that's on Urban Dictionary.
That's true.
Just because of the rule of how the internet works.
Yeah.
So, command performance, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about
Little Dolph action.
Yeah, talk about
Yeah.
that.
Dolph action.
Faction.
Man, this has a surprisingly comprehensive Wikipedia page.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Last editor, Dolph Lundgren.
There's a lot of Russians out there with computer skills.
Really? Oh, as we've learned.
Wait.
Oh,
nope,
no,
sorry,
can't
don't,
get into that.
Don't
Might
get political.
another- Yes, we're a little too political. Thanks, iTunes reviews.
Political to political.
Well, should we start this thing?
We should do a podcast.
All right.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like I'm out in the, you know.
Oh yeah, wiki.
Yeah. I was in a forest, and then suddenly I was in a club where someone was skitching.
We're skitching.
I had some schmutz in the thing, and it was,
Hey, with this schmutz in
Yeah.
Got a little schmuckus in you, gesagt gazoid.
feeling for Clint.
Hey.
Haven the gila.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, let's do a podcast.
All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey!
BMFcast.
Wow, loud one. Episode 387.
Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Hooray! 387.
Okay.
Very significant number.
Sure. So I'm Harlow,
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
and what we do each and every episode of this here at BMFcast is we go and we talk about a fuck.
What do we do?
I don't know. We go and we watch
forgotten.
we watch ourselves a quote unquote bad movie. Come in here and talk about it for the first half, and then we rate them. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks as robot jocks.
Robot
jocks.
jocks.
However, there are bad movies, and stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags after bags of trash.
Trash is. We don't like trash.
Bags of
Wet,
Yeah.
soggy garbage.
Huge sacks of shit.
Refuse.
Throw it away.
Then we refuse to watch it.
So,
Except we did.
if you've listened to us before, you know we might have a slight inkling towards watching the movies of one Mr. Dolph Lundgren.
We've seen a couple of his
He's
films.
on our Mount Crushmore.
Right. And therefore, we decided to not only watch one that starred him, but was written and directed by him as well. And that is 2009's Command Performance.
Yes. Dolph doing all the things.
So let's get a quick plot summary for this thing out of the way, and we'll talk more about it.
Okay.
When the Russian premier is taken hostage at a rock concert in Moscow, it's up to a drummer, an ex-biker, to save him.
what?
Yeah, that yes.
It's not also an ex-biker. He is both.
Yes.
A drummer and an ex-biker.
You can be both.
You can.
Totally can.
Current drummer, ex-biker.
Yes. And that's Dolph.
That is Dolph.
He is not the Russian premier.
No.
No.
This is the Russian premiere of Dolph Lundgren, though.
No.
Sure it is.
He
No.
must break you.
He fought a big match
Yeah.
against
No, I
a
don't think
little
so.
man.
No, I don't think so. I think this is the first time
Okay.
for Dolph.
Fine. No, this is his 27th film.
Maybe in View to a Kill. He might have been Russian in that.
Never heard of it.
It's for the best.
So, yeah. Have you guys seen Die Hard?
I have seen Die Hard.
Never heard of it.
Have you seen those movies that they then say are Die Hard?
On a
blah,
blank?
blah? Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, like
Always bet on black.
like sudden death.
Sure.
Die Hard in a hockey rink.
Why not?
Yeah.
Under Siege.
Yes.
There are lots of these. Speed. In a way.
Speed 2.
Speed 2, yes.
Cruise control.
And yes. Well, did you ever think, I want to see Die Hard, but like in a auditorium?
Die Hard at a pop/rock concert in Russia?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, somebody did, because that's what Command Performance is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
So that's what that means.
Huh?
Okay. Cool.
Huh.
Didn't we determine that the title, we figure it's that lame because some of the other stuff that it should have been does not translate to other languages well?
Probably. That it's a guess, but
It's got to be.
the written title had to be what comes up in the film later on.
Yeah.
Has to be. Mm-hmm. So, because Command Performance is a lousy, generic bullshit title.
Yeah.
If I saw that on a shelf, I wouldn't pick it up and go,
Yes.
what's this Dolph Lundgren movie? I would go, Command Performance.
Yeah. If you were at 16,000 movies, you would walk right by that one.
Yeah. They'd be like, that's the Red Violin. That's...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those movies.
Ugh.
One of those Merchant Ivory things.
Yeah, where they're selling elephant tusks and bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what
The
those were
literal
about.
translation
They were-
of Merchant Eye.
Yeah, I don't know how they made 27 movies about the same damn thing.
There was that one elephant named Howard, and then he had his end. And we took
the
all-
next day,
all
they
the
found his
ivory.
remains.
Yeah.
Can you tell we
Wow.
don't really want to talk
Wow.
about Command
Merchant
Performance?
Ivory jokes, everybody. Welcome to the 387th BMFcast.
Yep.
Yeah,
The
so
end of the line.
okay, Command Performance. It starts. It's a bunch of TV footage of the fall of the Soviet Union, and it kind of merges into something that's happening within the movie itself, not just stock footage. And it's a disgruntled general guy who's trying to spiffy himself up because obviously people are coming.
Oh, just tears pouring down his face.
Yeah, his wife.
Something's not going well. And
Yeah, he's having a bad day.
He's putting on his fancy dress
Yeah.
uniform.
And there's news reports this guy's an asshole and no more of that guy. And then, so some people show up and they're like, hey, we've got papers. And he's like, oh, yeah, well,
I've got gun.
I shoot my wife. Take that. And they're like, whoa.
Shoot my wife.
And, then while they're like, hey, no, hold on a second, he blows his brains out. Right when his kid runs in the room.
Oh, he also shoots his wife.
Yeah, well, yes, he shot his wife.
Yeah.
That's why we said that.
That would be why
several
we
times.
mentioned it.
Somehow I did not I was paying attention. I just didn't hear it.
It's all right.
Just
Yeah.
in one ear, out the other,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a gunshot to your wife's head.
Oh, did we mention he shoots his wife?
I think
He also
came
shoots
up.
his wife.
Did you mention that he shot himself
He did.
In
They
front of-
later shot himself
in
Yes.
front of his son?
when his
Yes,
son
like
ran
the
into
son-
the room.
Are you saying he
After
shot
people-
himself first and then shot his wife?
No,
Yes.
no.
Yes.
No.
He
After-
shot his wife first.
Oh,
Then
okay.
himself.
You forgot to mention that he shot his wife first. But then before that, a bunch of dudes walked into the room
That's right.
with a piece of
With
paper.
the paper. They said, "Sir, we have papers."
Sir, that says, shoot your wife.
I thought that was. I thought they were like, you've been served.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no. He served
He-
himself.
First, he lost
But
a
first
dance
he served his
competition.
wife.
He was like, I'm terrible at dancing. I cannot accept this
I can only
serving.
do robot. I am sorry. All
So
I have to
then-
give for Russian Federation is robot.
The only way he could redeem honor with his family is
By
to,
shooting his wife.
and
and
then
then
himself
The
in front of his
Mashutska.
son.
How did we salvage that? But yeah, then his kid runs in as he's blowing his brains out, and brains all over kid's face.
Right.
And the movie gets weird, just quick cuts and weird stuff, and then cut to now, which is 2009,
Yes.
and it's concert prep.
Yeah,
Yep.
Dolph rides up in a sweet motorcycle, and it's weird because at first you see what are obviously production trucks, and you don't really know the setting or what's going on. And it was like, did they inadvertently get the production trucks
Probably.
in the shot here?
Yeah, I believe they did.
But then you notice there's banners on the side that say Venus, which we don't know what the fuck that means yet, but it's the pop star that's also in this movie. But he rolls up and it goes in and has practice session, warm up session.
Yeah, they play their one song
Yeah,
to make
Yes.
sure they know it
sound check.
because it's their one song.
It's the one song Dolph learned the drums for.
Yeah, he's the drummer for this band. He's good at drumming in one song or
Yeah.
looking like he's drumming.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while they're playing their one song, we meet the pop princess, American pop princess, in the back, who's like manager is calling her by her real name. She's like, "I'm Venus, and I'm biggest thing, and I'm going to be huge. What are we even doing here?" And all that, prima donna bullshit. And
Yeah.
then she spots Dolph from a distance. Is like, "Ooh, who's the drummer?
Yeah, because he
He's-
strips his shirt off.
He's sexy and twice my age,
Yeah,
at least."
I
was pretty sure there was going to be a drinking game for how many times does somebody say, "Who's the drummer? He's cute."
Or also, "What's your name?"
Or, "What's your name? You're cute."
yeah. The drummer of this band is very popular, obviously because
'Cause he's Dolph
it's
Lundgren.
Dolph, and
Yeah.
he directed it, so therefore, of course, he's popular.
They're
But
like, "Oh,
Oh,
sweet,
okay.
you're Dolph Lundgren."
he's not like it's not like he's an inconspicuous drummer who's just been caught up in shenanigans. No, he's the most conspicuous. Like everyone in this shitty band is just that dude's a Russian, and then there's Dolph who's just
Why is he in a hurry?
sweaty and shirtless and tattoos and blonde spiky hair, and everyone's like, ooh, he doesn't look like everyone else here. And so there's like 5 minutes of people just constantly like, what's your name? Tell me about you. You want to come back to my place?
yeah, if you want an indicator that Dolph both wrote the movie and directed the movie,
Yeah.
look no further than basically everyone fawning over Dolph.
Yeah.
At any point. I mean, the guy's in good shape, but he's like 50.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be the hottest pop star in the world at about
like
20.
19, yeah. Yeah. But also, like, whenever their band is performing, the camera doesn't give two shits about anyone else in the band. It is constantly just jib cams around Dolph's head and close-ups of him drumming and stuff. Like, he is the star of the band.
No,
Yeah.
the jib cams come later. That's
Oh, yeah.
all the shooting stars.
Yes.
But yeah, so then we cut away and we see the Russian premiere and his $2. Well, his $2 are hanging out in their plush living room and watching that Venus's videos on their
Sure.
iPad or whatever. And
They're like, oh,
he's like, we got to get ready, and they're like, oh, just a couple more minutes. Now, what any person would continue watching videos on their iPad rather than go get ready to see the person live?
Kids, man.
Goddamn millennials, am I right?
Russian millennials.
Oh,
Even
Or are they
worse.
in a hurry? Slow down. Enjoy
well,
life.
I just mean that he's like
Russian millennials are killing concert.
He's basically got to yell at him like, "Hey, go get ready! Stop watching the
Yeah.
person on the video so that we can go meet her and see her perform live."
That's kids.
Okay,
That's totally kids. Go to any concert, and
All right.
people are just fucking around on their phones while people are on stage playing music.
okay. Well, that's
But yeah,
what
so
happens.
they get ready.
So
and they go.
we've got Russian premiere, no wife, something happened to her. We don't know what. It's like
No, but-
mentioned sort of offhandedly, like, "Hey, sorry about your dead wife."
Yeah, someone comes along later. I think it's the American ambassador is like, so what? Sorry to hear about your beautiful Russian bride who
Yeah.
died
he's
horribly.
like, oh, look, your daughters look exactly like your dead wife.
Yeah, and he's
Dead
just-
wife.
and he's just like, oh yes, I have a dead wife.
Yeah. I had forgot about it for a
Sadness.
few seconds.
Yeah.
And this joy that this concert was about to bring. But
Yeah.
thanks for bringing it back to me.
Yeah, so they go into their.
But like this is some sort of like the news people are basically like, spouting out exposition as we're arriving to this, and it's something like he's invited these bands because he's got some end hunger thing,
war
Yeah,
on
it's-
poverty.
It's basically like Farm Aid or whatever.
He's
or
declared war
Rite
on
Aid.
poverty.
which
poverty.
is gather all these bands together so that they come out and the movie shows us they all come out and perform one song and leave
Right.
because they all only know one song.
Yes.
Right.
Which is funny in that.
We only see 3 bands, though.
I thought there was 4. There was wasn't there like a rock band?
Oh, that's right. There was a rock band.
Like another
before.
rock band.
Yeah. So
yeah.
they only list 3 songs in the credits.
Okay. But what's funny is like the repetitiveness of everybody's songs. It like there's a part when they're in the apartment where they're like, "Do you think she's going to play this song?" It's like,
yeah, she's
That's
yes,
the only song.
That's the only song. Yes, she will be playing that song and no other songs.
Yeah.
But anyway, everyone comes out and is doing their thing, and most of what we're watching is just backstage, like continued shenanigans. Like they meet the premiere and the daughters, and
It's just people arriving,
Yeah, people arriving.
going to their seats. There's really nothing
no, not much
important happening.
And then we see some sinister cooks and whatnot. Obviously planning.
Oh, a guy sinisterly eating an ice cream cone goes up to a couple of guards, and they're just like, "Where's your papers?" And he's just like,
Stab.
"Yeah." It's like, "Watch this: slice, neck, blood everywhere, ice cream cone dropped on you. Haha, the ultimate insult."
Why did he drop the ice cream cone?
I don't know. He didn't want it anymore. But yeah, I guess he was the advanced team because then just dudes start showing up and they. So like obviously, okay, here come terrorists, and this is never explained. But like all of their gear has been stashed behind walls. Like they have to bust open walls to.
I thought they were breaking into, like, the secured areas from non-secured areas.
Were they?
Yeah,
that's
that's what I gathered.
They were just they knocked down walls to get all this gear,
Yeah.
which is just rocket launchers and grenades and shit. And
Yeah.
it's
The movie almost tries to be clever for half a second because like they're sledgehammering this wall, kind of, sort of in tune with the song that Dolph's band is
Barely.
playing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a little bit more effort, and it could have been like kick drum smash.
yeah.
But yeah, who knows what the setup was? Like if they went in there while the place was closed and stashed some guns and re-walled the wall. I don't know.
It's never explained, but there was a bunch of shit there, and they went and got it. So now there's a bunch of dudes
Now they
there
have
with-
machine guns.
They have
Ho, ho,
guns.
ho.
Yeah. Dolph is just kind of lurking around backstage. First, he's just watching Venus. Like, she's pretty hot. There was one point where he was meandering around the lobby, and like a reporter tries to talk to him while he's trying to hide the fact that he's smoking weed. And
Doesn't he have a little charm on his jacket or vest or whatever that has the little pot leaf on
he
it?
does, yeah. He has
Yeah.
a necklace.
He's a drummer in a rock band. Of course he does. But they ask him questions and do not give a fuck about his answers because he's just like, well, and then they're like, okay, we got to go, bye. But eventually he sneaks off to the bathroom to do more weed because Dolph loves his weed in this. And
Well, I just love when he goes into the bathroom. The way he's looking around is like, I need to poop and I can't do it if anyone else
yeah,
is here.
he's sneaking around, looking around corners like he's already started fighting the terrorists. But yeah, it's he goes in and he's just hanging out in the bathroom for the next 10 minutes or so while the bulk of the movie goes down. The dudes come in and they just shoot up the place. I mean,
yeah,
it's,
and this movie, way more than others. Like most movies, the guys come in, they'll shoot in the air. Okay, everyone's a hostage.
Yeah.
Everyone's screaming. They're like gunning down the crowd.
yeah,
It is very much like, holy shit, guys.
yeah.
Because they are showing no mercy. They're shooting people on the stage. They're shooting people in
Well,
the
it's
audience.
like-
They're just...
There's one guy that goes up to the roof and like takes out the sniper that's on the roof, like the government, the good sniper, the cover fire, not like a not
good
like a like. Well, I'm saying like not a guy who's going to assassinate somebody, like the police sniper, and then like they very quietly like sneak through the lobby and like take out like one security guard, and then the next thing you know they're like coming around the corner and there's two like concession stand.
Oh, yeah,
workers,
they just murder
and
the
they just go,
concession stand
they just go,
people.
and I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
Yeah,
and then
why
and
would
then
you-
it's like up and fire on
Yeah.
everyone.
It's at the time probably wasn't that big of a deal. Nowadays, watching it, it's like, oh geez, this is
Yeah.
this is very similar to actual world events that have happened recently, and it's like, but yeah, so
Yeah, but it definitely puts you in the camp of, okay, these guys need to fucking die.
absolutely,
And
sure, but yeah, so they murder everyone they can find. People, anyone running, they shoot them.
Yeah.
They shoot everyone on stage except for the gaggle of girls, and they round them up. And just eventually they get to the Russian premiere and the kids, and it's just a group of the people, the actual people who we've seen have speaking lines the entire time. The reporter, camera person, the girl troupe, and the Russian premiere and the two kids. They're all gathered up in a room, and bad guy is here. I don't even know his name. Not even the actor, but I mean I don't even know the character's name. It's just Guy.
Frank.
Frank Terrorist.
Frank, bad guy.
Frank, bad guy terrorist.
I
But-
believe it's Oleg.
Kazov.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Oleg
Oleg.
Kazov,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And he's movie bad guy. He's blah. I'm here to murder and hold you hostage and read this thing and go out there and
Well, at first he's just like, "Hey, TV people, I want to be live.
Yeah.
Do the things I want to go live."
right.
So that's basically like,
They somehow do the things.
well, no, I mean like it's just an excuse for them to like, oh, well, we got to set some things up so that they can walk around and menace people and
Yeah.
enjoy some vodka or vodka and just kind of generally menace around for a bit,
Yeah.
while they're like, we're still plugging the things in, to put you live, and meanwhile the things outside are ramping up, but it's like the people outside don't matter to this movie really. Like it'll just cut to them and they're like things and facial recognition and we got a person on the inside, but like
I mean, they all exist to give exposition.
Right.
I just unlike Die Hard, it's like nobody outside
Yeah,
contributes
no.
to anything
No,
really.
they are all there just to be like, give the backstory of this dude, blah blah blah.
Right.
There's been a bit where someone was running over to an exit door, which people outside were trying to break through, and as the doors opened, the
Dolph's band. Yeah,
is that what it was?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the doors were wired to explode, and so they do. And so that guy who was at the door gets blown away, and
Yeah.
Dolph, who's
Dolph sees
nearby
it,
in the
yeah.
bathroom, gets blown back and drops his weed, and he says something like, I gotta stop smoking this, or
Well, no, he picks it up and like I think doesn't he take another hit and then go like I gotta smoke this shit.
something like, it's
Yeah.
like immediately he's just like
I just-
quipping, and
I
you're
just
like,
watched my friend die. And he's
yeah,
smoking.
it's like,
Maybe
whoa.
friend, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but so now Dolph is like, oh, okay, something's going on, and he kind of exits the room as a terrorist is roaming the hall,
Yeah, must have been checking on how the bomb exploded. I
Yeah,
guess.
just to go see what's up.
Yeah.
And immediately gets into a confrontation with Dolph.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, they fight for not long, couple seconds.
Well, Dolph is just like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because he's still kind of like dazed and not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And the guy like jumps on him and is hitting him, and then just pulls out a knife and is about to stab him. That's when Dolph. Like,
That's when
oh,
Dolph
shit.
like wakes up and's like, "No,
Yeah, grabs him by,
motherfucker, you're
grabs
not
him
going
by
to
the
stab
wrist
me."
to stop it.
Yeah.
And then reaches behind him, and all of a sudden just grabs one of his drumsticks that he'd had in his in the back
Butt
of his
crack.
jeans. Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
and stabs this guy underneath the jaw, like basically just behind the chin, and it comes out his eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stick around.
And, yeah, and I mean, granted, we'd seen people shot and you got blood squibs and all that, but this is just like, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Yeah. First of all, I ain't never seen that before. I ain't never seen no dude get stabbed with a drumstick. Yeah.
turkey leg, yes,
Yes.
but a drumstick,
No.
nope.
No.
You fell right into my snare.
Yeah.
1 point to you, sir.
So now we're like, well, he's only got one left. He's gonna have to make that one count.
Right. I'm surprised he didn't like pull it back out. Also, he doesn't quip afterwards.
He does not.
No.
Ugh.
No. But
The only quip he gets is like as he's stabbing him, he's like, "Lay off my hair" or something like
Yeah.
that. Or,
Yeah, hey.
hair.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah, he says, watch the hair,
yeah.
and then
Stab.
stabs him in the neck.
yeah. Sure.
Sure. Yeah, it's like cool death, lack of even like a one-liner doesn't have to be punny or whatever. It just has to be like fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You
Something.
know,
Yeah.
you don't have to like
Just
go.
punctuate it.
Only Arnold does punny one-liners,
Well,
really.
James Bond did too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, yes.
I'm saying like it doesn't have to be a punny thing, you know, but something that just makes you go yeah.
Doesn't have to be a pun, but you do have to punctuate it.
Sure. Punctuate after puncturing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So okay, some more menacing happens, and eventually the bad guys like take the head of security for the premiere and his buddy out on stage, and cameraman go out there and record them reading our bullshit that we wrote for them, and we'll have a tape of propaganda. So they go out on the stage to do this, and it's like the cameraman and the reporter and the two security guards and a couple of the terrorist guys or whatever, and so Dolph's sneaking around and he hears that this is happening. And this is probably the best bit in the movie because it's so goddamn insane.
Yep.
So he's looking around at all the musical equipment that's on stage, and the camera focuses on the mixer. And you're like, what? And he goes over to it and just jacks up the levels on every slider on the mixer.
yeah.
And you're like, okay. And then you see him strapping on a guitar.
The only part I got to call bullshit on is he turned everything all the way up
Yeah.
and then plugs the guitar in.
Yeah.
It's like
That would-
I don't
yes.
care how careful you are.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna make a lot of noise.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's gonna blow your speakers.
Dolph's
That's
pretty good,
what's
though.
gonna
So
happen.
he securely fastens puts this guitar on, and you just see him slow-mo just come around and just blah, and like confetti and shit start flying, and it's like, what in the fuck? And all the dudes are just like, what? And then he smacks the fuck out of one guy with the guitar, in which
Well, yeah, but it hits them all like in the Hulk when they hit him with that sonic zapper.
yes.
He's like, oh, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
That's what all of them are.
yeah, so they're all like just in this state of, oh god, what happened? So he whacks one guy with the guitar, which then breaks, and then he takes the remaining stick of the guitar and shoves it into the dude.
Yep.
Should have stabbed him in the neck,
Should have.
but
he
he didn't.
stabbed him with
No.
the
Double necking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, we're like, is he just going to kill people with musical instruments the whole time? Because that would be fucking awesome.
would be.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. This is it.
Yeah.
Flinging a cymbal like a frisbee.
Yeah.
Sticks in somebody's
Yes,
head.
that's what I
Yeah.
kept waiting for. But it doesn't happen.
Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man.
But like everyone scatters, and then there's like the senior guard and the rookie guard, and the senior guard is shot 100 times, and like
Well, the senior guy was dying anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'd already
he
been
already-
shot
Yeah.
several times.
He was.
and
He already did like a "I'll see you in hell" thing to the
Yeah.
main bad guy as they were dragging him away.
Yeah, so he's dying, and he's like, "Here, give my Star of Lenin or whatever to, my mom tell her I love
am
her
the
or whatever.
walrus.
Yeah. So now Dolph is partnered up with this rookie guy.
Yeah. Who the rookie guy's like, whoa, man. Who are you?
Yeah.
And he goes, I'm Joe.
No, Joe. He's like, all right.
And then Dolph is basically just leading him through, and he tries to hand Dolph a gun, and Dolph's like, no.
No, I'm all right.
No.
I'm good.
Because,
I'm good.
again, we're thinking he's only going to kill people with musical instruments. Like, he was going to pull out a harmonica or something and go, I got this. I'm going to fucking jab someone in the neck with this. But he doesn't. But they stumble across a dude who was wearing his band's T-shirt. Like, they showed him in the crowd at one point. Like, everyone is, like, there for Venus, and there's this one dude wearing Dolph's band's T-shirt. Like, they have one fan there.
Which is CMF.
CMF, which he explains means cheap motherfucker, which is what their manager is. They named it after the manager. So anyway, they find this guy who's like injured, and immediately, like, this guy's phone starts going off.
Well, no, they carry him away, and
That's right. They drag him down the hallway.
As soon as they get near a guard,
a guard comes out, and they're like, "Shh," and then da-da-da-da-da-da.
Which, number one, that asshole went to a concert, didn't have his phone on vibrate.
Yeah.
And don't give me they didn't have vibrate. They've had
Russians
vibrate
don't
since
have vibrate.
the
No,
goddamn
they
whatever
only
the
have
flip
the
phones.
Wait, this was a flip. No,
Yeah.
this was a Nokia.
Yeah,
This
it
was
was
like
a
an
Nokia.
all-in-one.
This is a candy bar.
No, I'm saying like the
This
what
wasn't
was
even a
that?
flip.
What was that? What was the major fucking the StarTAC? That was the first one I think that had the vibrate function.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying that shit's been around since then. Anyway, but he went to a concert, didn't have his phone on vibrate, and then gives it away. It's just like, dude, I don't care if this guy's got your fucking T-shirt. Just let him die.
Yep.
Which, to be fair, there is a certain point where we never see him again.
They leave him behind. We don't see him again.
Yeah, we don't know he survived.
But like, so the guard interest was piqued by the phone ringing, and then Dolph goes, takes his gun, and beats him to death. To which the other guy is looking at him like, who are you again?
I thought you didn't want to use guns.
And he's like, I don't. But yeah, they drag that guy to just like a green room or something, and there's a perfectly good couch there, but they put him on the floor, and they're just basically like, stay here, don't say anything.
Well, do you want him to bleed on the green room couch? I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
well, yes.
Yeah, but
Make
this
that-
is also when the guy's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
and he's like, "I was in a biker gang."
Yeah.
and he shows him the tattoo, and he goes, "Motorcycles, you know what that is, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I speak English,
Yeah,
motherfucker."
I am aware of things on planet Earth, like motorcycles. Yeah, and at one point, okay, so there was a point earlier where Dolph was sneaking around and had to like cover himself with bodies to hide from the. I mean, it was real awkward and uncomfortable. But he during this, he had like a 7-second flashback to something. Like it was just something we hadn't seen before, and you're like, what? What is that?
Yeah, it's somebody being shot and him holding them.
Yeah.
bleeding out.
And eventually he tells this guy, like, one day Colombians or something came for us, and I had to...
Yeah, they shot my brother 7 times in the chest.
And they're gone now, and that's why I don't want a gun. And he's like, oh, all right.
I was trying to leave that world behind.
Yeah.
Something, I don't know.
And this didn't make any sense to me. So they both go and try, like, landlines that are in this room, and they're like, it's dead, yeah, we can't call out. And then Dolph is like, oh, right, the guy has a phone that almost got us killed, and we just stuffed it back in his pocket. Let's use that. Like, it's this big revelation. It's like, dude, how did you, from 2 minutes ago, forget that the dude had a phone?
Yeah,
Also, this is 2009. I mean, phones were getting to be more like everyone had one. Like, that we'd crossed the threshold of, like, that was no longer a, oh, no, we don't have a phone part of movie.
Yeah.
Well, so 2009, it's 2017, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a...
I mean, I'm just saying,
I've had a phone for, like...
a long time now. But this is also
It's
Russia.
also Russia.
I'm giving Russia a little bit of leeway, but like by
That's fair,
2009,
that's fair.
even in
Russia,
Russia, everyone had
Yeah.
some sort of phone, at least a candy bar phone.
Yeah. But anyway, this guy calls out, and he's like, I'm a rookie, I work, and they immediately pull him up on the computer, and we were all sitting here thinking, going, oh, this guy's working with them, and
yeah,
this is all bullshit. But no, he's totally on the up and up. He's totally, this is his first day. And then he just starts saying, yeah, and I got this other guy with me. He's a drummer. He was in California and in a biker gang.
yeah.
He starts
and they
doing
look
the
it up.
No.
Yeah. Well, and they show the people outside looking at an LAPD arrest mugshot.
Yeah.
Of Dolph.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whoever the guy, the FBI or CIA
That-
guy who's there is like, oh man,
That was later though.
Yeah,
because,
it was shortly
all right,
later.
because
Okay.
this phone call was like the way he started doing the right
Yeah.
It was like
You're not really on
you're
the phone.
you're
are
not
you?
actually on the phone because simultaneous to this, they're like there's the dumbest thing. Like he tosses the phone to him, and outside we cut outside, and they're like, "Man, if only we had an inside source." And then you're ring, ring, chief, and it's like
It's an outside source.
we have a guy on the inside,
Yeah.
and like for a second you're like, "Oh, this guy's like part of the terrorists, isn't he?"
Yeah.
And they're trying to pull this bullshit because like it's very muddled and like almost like they're leading you down where there's going to be some sort of twist, and there totally isn't a twist.
Yeah, because like also there was a bit where like all the terrorists were milling around this bar, and the main guy comes in and is like, "Go find any stragglers and murder them," and then he wanders out, and then the two remaining guys are like, "That's not cool." You know, even though they just murdered like 200 people, they're like, "Man, we got to kill the survivors too. That's bad." And there's basically the Russian Alexander Godunov, that's repetitive, but so this movie's version of Alexander Godunov, who's like the second in command of this thing, he like we kept saying throughout the movie, looks like Balky, but then you were saying it looks like Balky and Cousin Larry both at the same time.
Right, he really does.
looks like Balky ate Cousin Larry.
Yeah, he does. It's the weirdest thing. Like the more the movie went on, I was like, he really is both
Yeah.
of them together somehow.
But there's a weird bit where he goes outside and meets with the head guy who's running the outside operation. It's just like, we'll give you your alpha team safe passage, and
Yeah, he does that shortly after they kill the American just before they kill the American ambassador.
okay.
Because I think he senses that something's going down.
All right.
Because this guy said it's for my father, it's all a coup, you know, and we're going to get the money, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
But as it's revealed as the movie goes on, this guy has no intention of doing any of that. He's just he's on a fucking revenge kamikaze mission, basically.
Yes.
And that guy apparently had an inkling that that's what was going down, so he was kind of hedging his bets, I guess.
Maybe.
Because he went out there and he's like, "Hey, man, I can tell you how to get in and do stuff, and
Yeah.
maybe get some
Passage
immunity or
out
something
here for me
Yeah.
and my partner here.
I don't get to die, maybe."
Yeah.
So the guy's name is James Chalky.
Oh.
So you can look him up and see this for
Chalky
yourself.
Takamoose.
Yeah. And he's actually a BMFcast alum. He was in Gunman.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Gunman.
Gunman.
There you go.
How about that? Yeah, so I mean, like, I think we can just go ahead and explain the reveal of this, because there's really not much more terrorist anything except that the guy he is the guy he's the son who got the brains shot all over him after the guy shot his wife and then himself. He's the son.
Right, when the guy's wife got shot.
Yes.
By the... Okay.
And the Russian premier is the guy who showed up at the door with paperwork.
Yes, he was a lawyer or judge at the time.
Yeah. So he was coming to serve him with papers to say, you have done illegal shit. And that guy chose to kill himself instead. So the son just decides, I'm going to murder that guy 25 years later because makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to...
Revenge is a dish best served cold, Chuck.
It's stupid.
But not cold because you've left it out for 25 years. I mean, that food has been in the danger zone for a long time, and you can't serve that to people. It will kill them.
Botulism is a
Oh.
dish best served cold.
I get it now.
Yeah.
I understand that. You poison them with leftover food. I now understand that idiom for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
House cats and seafood.
Right.
No.
House cats and seafood.
Yeah.
But the guy serving the papers is now the Russian president.
Right.
That's the
And
main
so that's what this
takeaway,
whole thing is. They've
that it's
murdered
all about-
500 people.
All about
So-
getting the
So dear old dad started a coup. Treason.
Yeah.
Then was being served by a guy not, just doing his job
Yep.
for the
Dance
government.
battle.
And he shot himself and his wife.
Correct. Therefore,
But it's-
revenge.
But it's that guy.
Yeah.
Not the current government guy.
No.
Just the guy who was the messenger.
guy who was
he
bringing
literally
the
just
paperwork.
wants to shoot the messenger.
Yes, exactly. But throughout this, like, he's spouting dumb, like, the Soviet Union will rise again and nonsense, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, it won't. Shut up. You're
Well,
fucking
yeah, he's
stupid.
all like the capitalist pigs
Yeah.
that sold us out for.
Yeah, whatever. But so the rest of this is just, Dolph murdering fools at 7-minute increments throughout the rest of the movie. None of them in fantastically interesting ways, not like the way it started anyway.
Yeah, and once they kill the American ambassador, he's like, just to show I'm serious. He
Yeah.
kills him. That's when Dolph's like, the other guy's like, all right, listen, man, are you going to do this? And he's like, yeah, I guess I have to.
Yeah.
And
picks up-
then he decides he's going to be armed.
Picks
for
up
the
a
rest
gun
of the
from
movie.
there, and then, it's murdering time.
Yeah.
But, like, at one point, like, the reporter and the cameraman have run off, and the cameraman gets shot, and then there are just random shots of the reporter.
He almost ensigns out.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
Yeah. There are random shots of the reporter just wandering around the building for the rest of the movie, and then she runs back into the same room she was in before she ran off, and then says, I'm so glad I found you all. It's like, you literally just ran in a circle and came back here. They're still here.
Yeah.
So that
It's-
storyline means nothing.
Nope.
She's never really trying to do anything, is she? She's
No,
just running
she's-
around.
Yeah.
She's got some sort of footage and is like trying to escape because it's going to make her all kinds of money. But however, if she just tucked it away somewhere on her
Really,
person and
it never felt like they ever.
she said something about because she had some sort of disc because her
the disc was what she took out of the camera after Dolph did his awesome guitaring.
right.
So maybe it was just footage of that.
I
Check
put
this
that on
shit
on YouTube.
Maybe,
On
yeah.
YouTube.
But like, so there's a bit later on where the Russian Alpha team has breached the building and they're inside, and then like the movie has just decided like there hasn't been a big enough body count, so terrorists pop out and shoot like 20 of the hostages, and then the Alpha team comes in. They're like, everyone get down on the ground, and the reporter's like, I have thing, and the Alpha team is just like, we told you, blam, and they shoot her, and you're like, the
It's Russian
fuck?
tradition. You find journalists, you shoot journalists.
I guess. But like this, it's a late scene in the movie, and it seems so pointless to just kill a whole bunch more hostages, and then the one who survives gets shot anyway. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
It was trying like the movie was poorly trying to basically say she was weaselly, like I'm only out for myself and for money, but it's
Okay.
like they don't do a good enough job
No.
of like making her like, oh yeah, fuck that douchey whatever,
Yeah.
like
I know.
like you hate the journalist guy in Die Hard because they give him time to be an asshole.
I just figured out why she got killed. It's because she was dismissive of Dolph Lundgren
Yeah.
early in the
earlier
movie.
on yeah.
That's true.
Was
Yeah.
she?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Her character was like, so question for you.
Oh, right.
Weed smoking drummer man.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We got to go do something else.
Play music, and they're like, cool, we got to go back to the studio.
I mean, he
now.
was a shitty interview anyway, but
he was.
Joe. Yeah. So
He does. At one point, he saves the president's daughter from being raped by one of the soldiers by stabbing him through the top of the head
Which
while he's on top of the girl.
Back up for a second. Not that it's okay in any way, but she's like 14, and why are any of the other guys okay with this? Like they all like just kind of like, oh, he's taking her in the other room.
oh, there's Fred. That's what he does.
yeah. Well, that's why you bring Fred.
I'm just like,
No, you don't bring Fred.
I mean, there's earlier in the movie they set up with Balky Larry, and they like set up like that. Some of them are like, I'm not sure I'm cool with all of this.
Yeah.
And then they're like, I guess everyone that's left behind is cool with mass murder and
Well, they've all been drinking.
sure.
They are just pounding back vodka, because they kill the American ambassador by just pouring a bottle of vodka down his throat and then slicing his neck. Which is, they were so adamant that he drink. They're like, you will drink, and he's like, I haven't had a drink in 18 years. They're like, where you're going, you need to drink, and you're like, what are they gonna do? Set him on fire? And then it's just like, no, they just pour a bottle of vodka down his throat and slice his neck open. So, yeah, so the daughter's getting attacked. Dolph runs in and is just stabbed top of the head, and doesn't
is smiling like ear to ear.
he's just like, well, that was a thing, wasn't it? Come on. Like, Jesus, that girl needs counseling for the rest of her life now.
Yeah.
And Dolph, you're part of it. You stabbed a man in the head right in front of her. Yeah. So, it's, you know.
The younger of the two daughters gets like when all of the, like the terrorist plan is disintegrating. They're like, fuck it, we're gonna go live here. We're gonna like this was really never about the money we were asking for at a certain time, because they were doing this whole, like, at midnight we start killing the hostages one by one if you don't pay us, and we might start with the pop singer or the Russian premier or one of his daughters. We don't know.
Yeah.
But their whole thing is disintegrating. American pop star girl has run away at one point, like, because the premier was like, I want you to save my daughters. I'm going to create a distraction.
Well, he's like, you're the only one they're not paying any attention to.
Yeah.
So you can go wherever. And it's like, yeah, they are.
And so, like, he attacks a guy with a gun, and she's just like, whoop, 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 and, like, just leaves the daughters behind. So, like,
they're watching the daughters. I thought he told her, like, to... It's so dumb, because he says, like, run away, you're the only one...
But take my daughters
You're
with
the
you.
only one who can...
Yeah.
Right, but he didn't say that.
I know.
I thought he did. Did he not
No,
clearly
no,
say you have
no.
to save my daughters?
No, he said you're the only one they're not paying attention to.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You can get out of here.
Okay. I don't know.
Weird.
But she runs away and meets up with him, but is completely insignificant. I mean, it's just like she's mostly just scantily clad running around going, ah, you know.
Well, he gives her a gun.
Well, eventually, yes. But, like, because, like, when they converge back together, like, shit is falling apart. The alpha teams come in. Like, bad guy is like, I will grab the younger daughter. And I think she's strapped with some sort of explosive at some
puts a
point.
bomb on
He puts
Yeah,
a bomb on her
like,
because
they
he
duct
takes her
taped
down to the catacombs of
and
the
then it's just
building.
like running away. So basically, it's like, all right, you got to lead these people to safety, and the Russian premier and I are going to go hunt this guy down. And so she's leading the team out, and that's when reporter lady gets shot and all that stuff. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
but like, you know, so youngest daughter is now in peril, and yeah, it's just
Well, there was a bit where Dolph and the Venus chick, he took down someone in her presence, and that's when he says the rock and roll is hard.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. She's like, holy shit, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, if we get out of here, I need you to negotiate me a raise.
Yeah.
And she's like,
He's like,
how can you be joking about this right now?
yeah. It's like, killing people's easy. Rock and roll is hard.
Yeah, he goes, dying is easy.
Dying is, yeah.
Rock and roll is hard.
And she's just looking at him like, who are you? Whatever. Yeah, but then it's just, they're in the basement of the building or whatever, and it's your standard, like, steam pipes and standing water everywhere, and you know, the bad guy's got the youngest daughter strapped with explosives, and he's like, you know, I'm here, kill me, and
crawl to me or I blow
Yeah.
us all up. So Russian premier starts crawling over to him and gets the gun to the head. Dolph's not budging.
No.
He's like kind of put his gun down, but he's not budging.
Yep.
And something happens upstairs, like another explosion happens or something for some reason.
Oh,
There's been a lot of
they
explosions
drive
happening.
their Russian RV armored vehicle through the front of the building.
I thought that had already happened. Like, there's just random explosion that shakes the place, and Dolph somehow crosses like 10 feet in a second and attacks this dude who had a gun and a detonator. And they basically start fighting. And like, okay, so Dolph is now fighting with the main villain of this. They're both fairly equally sized. It's not just like he's a guy that had a master plan like Hans Gruber in a fist fight would be worthless. But but like he's fighting this dude. Premier dude can't even wrestle with duct tape and get the bomb off his daughter.
No, he's unable to get this bomb off.
like
of
it's
her.
just like, where's that?
Sometimes
where's
you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Where's that mommy like bus strength thing? You know, like just like,
Doesn't
daughter
have-
in peril.
doesn't
Yeah.
exist in
No,
men.
no, or Russia.
Right.
But yeah, so like
Women
the,
are really strong.
But like,
Russian.
because they're fighting for a while, and then like Dolph kind of starts losing because you know you have to forget to fight somewhere along the way.
Sure.
And like he just looks over and like, you know, the bomb's still strapped to him, and you know it's constant like, oh no, I'm about to win and explode. And
yeah,
then Dolph
it's like a
busts it
struggle
again.
for the detonator thing. It's just like he's still got it, he's gonna do it, and yeah, but eventually Dolph like kicks him into a pipe, just an exposed pipe, and you know,
Impales him.
yeah,
Yep.
and he's like, you know, and Dolph stands there and looks at him and looks all cool and never fucking says anything.
Nope.
Like something, man, come
I
on.
thought
yeah.
I had a good set of pipes.
Yeah, or just you know,
Pipe down.
yeah, really hitting the pipe. Anything, but
Time to
no,
pay the
not-
piper.
Yeah. So of course, even though the dude's impaled on a pipe, he's not dead because you just see him start reaching over for the detonator, which is still.
Oh, it's a gun this
that's-
time. He reaches for his gun.
Oh, okay.
And like wings Dolph in the shoulder.
That's right.
And
yeah.
then like the Russian president's like, oh yeah, and
Right.
lights this dude up.
Right. To which like steam starts pouring out of this guy.
Well, it starts pouring out of the orifices. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
To which I basically said it was a real boilerplate ending. Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes.
Pop singer girl did get to kill. For whatever reason, we didn't even really mention it, but like, I guess we sorted it. Balky, Larry Balky, got shot in the neck by a terrorist dude, and like foiled his whatever uprising thing, which never made any sense anyway.
Nope.
But survives for some reason.
Got shot right through the fucking neck and is totally
like
okay.
crawling up,
Yeah.
and he's one of the ones that just like he takes out like 4 more people,
Yeah.
just like with his dying breath or gurgle. And so pop star lady gets to shoot him, and is like, "That's for my brother, who was also a manager," or some bullshit.
He
I
was
don't know.
died in the initial attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But Dolph had given her a gun and said, "Look, you just keep firing. It's got 15 bullets. Fire them all until the person falls down." So she unloads the gun into this guy.
Yep.
So yeah, that guy's dead. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
And then it's just award ceremony.
The security guy didn't die, even though he got shot pretty good, I guess,
Yeah.
and gets the. I never really was clear if they like gifted him the
I was
same
hoping
medal.
it was not the same medal because that medal was covered in blood and gore. So that would have been
Russians
bad.
very good at getting that out.
Recycling.
Yes. Yes.
So, but anyway, so they give the rookie guy a medal, and then they're all walking out, and Dolph is just kind of lurking in the background. And the Russian premier is like, "Hey, get over here! I got a thing for you."
Mm-hmm.
And he gives him this box and opens it up, and it's a watch. He's like, "Oh, a watch."
Oh no, the guy, the Russian
The
premier.
premier.
Gave
Yeah.
him
So, because like the kids come over and they're like, sign our CDs, and he's like, "I thought you liked Venus," and he's like, "Don't tell, he," and it's like, you can like both. It's fine.
Oh, there could be only
No,
one.
they all have to like Dolph more.
Okay.
Because
This is
he
like
directed
fucking
the
Highlander,
movie.
man.
Yeah. So they give him a box, opens it up, it's a watch, and he's like, "Oh, a watch." And then he turns it over, and engraved on the back it says "Rock and Load." And right there, you're like, "That's the title for your fucking movie, right there."
Yep.
And then to seal it, later he's walking outside, and the rookie guy comes up to him and is just like, "Hey, guy," and he's like, "What? You could be my wingman." And he's like, "No, I'm not gonna work for Russia." And so he's like, "I got a date," and he goes and gets in the car with Venus, and just basically says,
Yeah, she says, "Hey, I'm still looking for an opening band."
Yeah.
And he's like, "So am I."
yeah. And he's like, "Driver, rock and load." And then they drive off, and that's it.
We get to hear the song again.
Yeah.
Over the credits.
Yeah. But it's engraved on the watch, and he says it as like the final line of dialogue in the movie. That's your fucking title.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no reason they couldn't have released that as Rock and Load in the U.S. and then Command Performance everywhere else.
Yes.
They do that shit all the time.
Absolutely.
Should have been Rock and Load. -1 jocks for not being called Rock and Load.
Absolutely. Yes.
Or -1 increment, I'll say.
All right.
Yeah. I do like that the Russian guy gives him the horns as he gets into the
Yeah,
car. But
yeah.
he doesn't give them back.
No, he just gives him the rock fist.
Yeah.
He did give horns to somebody earlier in the film.
Yeah, the kid
Yeah.
with the phone.
Yeah. He's like,
That was wearing the shirt of the band he went
Right.
to the concert to see.
"You stay alive, horns."
He was that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, no Stargrove.
No.
No.
These songs suck.
Yeah. They are not. They're as generic pop and rock bullshit as you
Yeah.
can get.
Russian butt rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not
like,
even Russian butt rock. It's
No.
American butt
Yeah,
rock.
it
kinda,
just sounds
yeah.
like the entrance music for like a wrestler who's just like nobody.
The worst,
Like,
yeah.
like they're like, we don't give a shit about this
Yeah,
guy.
it's just
but,
whatever, dude.
yeah.
Here, you
We had to get some
this.
session guys in, and we were all like, throw some licks on it.
Yeah, here's some crunchy guitar.
Yeah. Garbage rock.
Yeah. Yeah, no Stargrove. But
Ensign Award?
almost no.
Almost.
That guy-
He dies too quickly.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh my god, blah." But I'll go ahead and rate it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go ahead and give this 1 jocks. It's not a very good movie, and without Dolph, it's a nothing movie. It's not. Okay, I don't want to say the direction is bad. It's not shot well. It's all shaky cam bullshit. Like, even when there's nothing happening in a scene, it's just like they had no steady cam for this movie. It's just the cameraman is spazzing out.
It's
and
all, we watched 24, and we think this is how they made 24.
pretty much, yeah. So the camera work is shitty. The editing is especially shitty. It is just cuts every 2.6 seconds for no reason. You don't get any time to settle on anything or focus on anything. It's just constant cutting. But Dolphin, every time I saw Dolph in this, he made me smile. Like, for some reason, just Dolph's existence in this movie brought me joy. And for the drumstick kill and the ridiculous fucking guitar plan that he did, those two things for me are enough to give this 1 jocks. The rest of him, he's okay in it. He does say rock and load. He gets a watch that says rock and load on it. They're just little bits of almost greatness in this movie, and it's fine. It's
Uh-oh.
it's fine.
Chuck fine.
It's fine. 1 jocks.
revise that to
1
1 bag.
jocks is Chuck fine.
Yep.
It's fine. You can watch it.
That's true. That is a quality about this movie.
Provided you have an hour and 33 minutes. Yes.
Because this is
Eyes and a Blu-ray player. And
because this is
television.
of the era of shot on video, filmed in Bulgaria bullshit.
Yes.
I didn't think this was going to be watchable. I mean, I was worried about it. It's watchable. It's entertaining enough. It's just not very good.
Right.
Yeah, it is placed firmly in like 2009 as far as filmmaking goes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go. I'm going to be slightly more generous. I was close to giving it 1 jocks, but I think I'm going to give it 2. And here's why. Give me kills that I haven't seen in a movie before, even if you don't punctuate them correctly. Like, give me a drumstick death, and then, the dude Marty McFly / Al Kabong's a man to death. So yeah, I'm okay with these things. It's a little annoying how useless certain subplots are. But I have a certain weakness for glamour projects like this, where someone just is like, make me look good, and it's like, well, it's you making yourself look good because you wrote and directed and did everything. It's the Tommy Wiseau effect, essentially, of like, I'm going to be in this movie and make myself look awesome, or think I make myself look awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, there are a lot of annoying things about this, but I think it's because we've watched other of these Eastern European, direct-to-video type things, and they were so incredibly blah that I feel like this one is that much better that I'm like, yeah, no, this is one to see amongst all that other garbage. That I think I'm giving it a slightly higher rating than maybe deserves.
Okay.
But it just felt refreshing that this was, as you say, as watchable as it was.
Yeah.
I can agree with Chuck on the 1 jocks.
Okay.
It satisfies me in the violence aspect. It's like so many of these movies are just like bloodless shots, across a room, and there might be some digital blood show up every once in a while, and or dude gets stabbed but it's off camera, that sort of bullshit. And I respect that this movie doesn't do any of that. But yeah, it just kind of, it feels very firmly in that. We watched 24 and they did this shit with like handhelds, and it feels very much like that era of filmmaking. And especially like in the opening scenes, I was like, oh God, this is not gonna be anything we want, is it? But luckily Dolph is able to flip the switch eventually. I just wish we got more one-liners out of him, because it feels like you either have to push all the way in on that and just pull an Arnold, or you have to like don't even go there, because I mean, he kind of gets jokey a couple times, but otherwise is not at all into any of that. And the storyline, who cares? Like, honestly, like, backstory of anybody in that movie,
It's nonsense.
there's no point to any of it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the thing is, he is kind of goofy throughout this. I mean, it's obviously a vanity thing. I don't mean that in a bad way, but I just mean like he is making himself the showpiece of this movie as the drummer, and he's kind of gliding above this movie throughout most of it, as like, well, I'm the star, I'm not going to die. He's also high. You would think all of these things would lead to you gotta say more things. You gotta say more cool shit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean, it's the most egregious one is when he throws the guy onto the pipe and is just standing there for a good 20 seconds just looking at his handiwork and just
And then
nothing.
basically walks over and is like,
Pipe
let's
down.
get out of here.
Yeah, I know. See, you're making yourself mad thinking about
But yeah, it's only 1 jocks. I mean, it's There's a lot worse in this genre, as we said, but there's a lot better too.
Yeah.
Especially if you're looking for Dolph movies.
We're mad that he didn't have something in the pipeline.
Nice.
Man, we just need to go. We need to get Dolph and just have him dub in some lines for this
Right.
for us.
I didn't like this one, guys. No surprise, maybe. But I'm going to give it 1 jocks because it delivers on a... Right, okay, I know, weird.
That's fine. Go
It
ahead.
delivers on a few things, like guitar smash, and I like the head stab, to be honest.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
He didn't have much difficulty
No,
with it.
no. It's,
Right through that skull.
and they're just just enough parts where it's like, oh, that's kind of charming. It doesn't take up a whole lot of your time. I think you could make like a 4-minute supercut of everything you need to see in this movie, and have enough time to play both of the songs once. But it's just not that good. Like, don't really temper your expectations going into this. Like, even though it's a 1 jocks movie, it's almost a neutral, like, 0 for me.
It is one of those kinds of movies. I'll say this. I bought us this movie a while back on Blu-ray. It's packaged with another Dolph Lundgren movie. So it's 2 movies on Blu-ray, separate discs. It cost $1.25 brand new.
Jesus,
That's worth it.
Where'd you buy that?
Fries in Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
It's worth 65 cents.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So if you can get a copy for 65 cents or if it's streaming somewhere, it's worth, I think like we said, like you take Dolph the actor out of this and it's garbage. Like, oh, fuck. If this was a Seagal movie, go to fucking hell movie. Or if Dolph wasn't directing it. I think like if just some other generic person was directing this movie, it just wouldn't have that. I think enjoyment was coming from it because you knew Dolph was directing it, you knew he'd written it, and therefore he was making himself this showcase of it. And it just made me laugh every time Dolph was just sweaty and glistening and shirtless, and you're just like, come on, Dolph, Jesus Christ. I mean, good on you, but, whatever. So, worth 65 cents.
Cool.
Man, when they reprint that blue, they are smacking that on there.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a break, shall we?
Okay. Let's.
Woo!
I have 1 movie.
I have 2 movies.
I have 2 TV series.
Ooh. Man.
So the other Dolph movie that's on
BMFcast
here
Discord
also
will know one of
features James Chalk. Package deal.
Well, the Chalker.
What's the other one?
Direct Contact.
Oh.
In Russia, an imprisoned ex-U.S. Special Forces operative, Mike Riggins, Dolph Lundgren, is given a chance at freedom if he can rescue an abducted American woman. Shortly after freeing her, he discovers that the kidnapping story was just a ruse and finds himself pursued by ruthless government, paramilitary, and underworld organizations. Meh. This has like all the same crew. It looks like this was probably shot at the exact same time.
I watched a few minutes of some Dolph movie on, like, free movie weekend on, like, Stars or something like that. It was something in Command or something Command.
Command Performance?
It wasn't this. It was something else. It was like I was actually like a military dude, or like second in command, first.
Second in Command is a
Is
Dolph
that,
Lundgren
okay,
movie.
that might have been it. It seemed all right.
we
A
had
little
it.
bit of, I was watching of it. Like I stopped because I was like, this might be a BMFcast movie one time. I should watch this.
If it has Dolph in it, yeah, probably. I should stop. No.
No, no.
Yeah, my eye's definitely getting worse.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck happened. Spiders all hatched.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait till the spiders hatch.
Oh, they already have. I'm telling
Yeah,
you.
they're eating their way out now.
Because I can feel like basically my entire eye socket feels swollen now. So.
Oh no, Second in Command is a Van Damme movie.
Oh. Okay.
So, no,
Oh, hi,
I thought there was a
another
Dolph
Command.
movie. Yeah, something else with Command in the title.
phone. Why are you doing...
What's going on?
Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Dad doesn't call at 10:15 at night, so... Just what this is about. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? I don't know. None of these are ringing the bell.
Pentathlon.
It's definitely not that old. It was latter day Dolph. That's for sure. Post Universal Soldier. It was probably doesn't have command in the title at all.
Okay. Well, there are no other Dolph movies with command in the titles.
Okay.
I do really want to watch his exercise video, though.
What?
His exercise video from 1987.
A maximum potential.
Maximum potential. What's new with you, son?
Must be the night for dads to call at really fucking weird
Are
times.
you getting called?
Earlier I did,
Hmm.
but he also has a tendency to butt dial me half the time, so I just you tend to ignore it.
But dial.
I don't know how someone butt dials an
Yeah.
iPhone. I honestly don't even know how you do that.
Like, I don't talk to my parents very often, but they love calling on Wednesdays. Absolutely love calling on Wednesdays.
I just
And I don't know why that's the day.
I've come to realize that you cannot explain to anyone over probably I don't know. There's not really like an age cutoff, but definitely over 50. You just
Yeah.
can't explain why you don't just call like when you can text. Like
Yeah.
how calling is like I want to talk to you right now. I don't care what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but I do. And I'm like and that's why we are where we are.
Yeah.
I don't care about the environment. I want a car that gets 5 miles to the gallon. Okay, thanks, Dad.
Everything's okay.
Good.
Thank God.
Very good.
Yeah. I mean, I've literally tried to, I was like saying that. I was like, do you realize when you call, you're demanding direct engagement? And if you text, it's like, I will get back to you when it's convenient for me.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
won't ignore it. It's like, but they're like, but I do want to talk to you now. I'm like, okay, but I could be doing literally anything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate phone calls.
Yeah.
Email me.
Western Union, singing telegram.
Send me a Snapchat.
Send me an angel.
Yeah, I remember when I had to call you one day from the car, and you were just like, "Why are you calling me?"
Yeah,
and I
that's-
was like,
that-
"Because I'm
that's-
driving and I can't text you
That's
while
the
driving."
that's the only excuse is like I do not support texting in the car, so call in the
yeah,
car. Absolutely.
yeah. I believe I was on my way over here.
Yeah.
and I called, and you're like, "Well, this is weird.
Yeah.
We don't talk."
Well, I also do that. It was just like because now, like ever since 21 Jump Street, I was like, I thought it was my grandparents. Or something.
Well, Shiny Lights T-Straw calls.
Yeah.
Like-
he also will text you something asking you a question that if you type the same words into Google will give you an answer.
Yes. Yes. But he just decides like I'm gonna call. I'm just gonna call you. I don't even if you say text me later. Text me when you're ready.
Now
He'll call.
Now my if you start texting and you're like, this is too complicated. This will take forever. I will allow a phone call once communication has been established.
One phone call.
Well, I'm just saying once communication has been established and you know that the person is talking back, it's like, all right, if this is going to be 20 texts, it's a lot faster. You go, hey, you hear? All right, cool, bye. Yeah. I'm just saying there are rules, protocols in place.
There are Smokey.
rules. This isn't Nom.
All right.
Corollary pet peeve on that.
Uh-huh.
Somebody who calls you, doesn't leave a message, and calls you immediately again.
Right.
And also doesn't leave a message.
I see. If I call and I get someone's voicemail, I hate leaving a message unless it's like for a work thing. But then I'll just
Sure.
like my message will be then I will text and be like, fine. If you're screening me or you're
Right.
busy, then here's a text. Read it at your own convenience.
Right. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you call,
I'm saying,
don't
like-
leave a message and call immediately back.
Yeah, getting
Like,
voicemails are annoying because like the voice to text is poor, and
Right.
or you have to pick your phone up. And,
Yeah.
Look, motherfucker, just text me.
Yeah.
Just stop calling me.
Yeah.
I didn't answer your phone call
I
the
just
first
tell
time
people-
because I don't answer phone calls.
Yeah. I just tell people, stop trying to get in touch with me.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what?
I'm going to block you on Facebook.
I will.
I don't want to talk to you.
I will contact you when I'm ready.
Right.
Otherwise, leave me alone. Go
It's
away.
It's not me, it's you.
Yeah. Otherwise, text me from that couch, and maybe I'll text you back.
Right. I'm over here right now, and I need you to be over there.
Yep. So we got one email, one voicemail.
Okay.
Voicemail just came in. Thanks, Pally. It's going to be unscreened. We're not even going to know. And then, of course, man, you guys keep getting camp stories.
We're going
For
to
the
get camp
extra.
stories for the rest of the year.
Yep. It does give you a good idea of how people catch up.
Yes. It's,
You know?
Yeah.
Like some stuff gets evergreen. Like people eventually go to the backlog and
Well, we got
catch up.
Jay from Vegas sent us an email about an episode we did even before camp. Like that was the
Yeah.
one that he got
Yeah,
to.
the red line one.
Yeah.
I remember reading that.
And he and I were sitting here like, man, I don't even remember those movies. Well, what's the matter?
It's 3 minutes long. Did you get cut off?
He said he forgot to hang up.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll hear some butt.
Well, I thought 3 minutes. 3 minutes might actually be the
his,
cutoff.
for some reason, his never get transcribed either.
Oh.
Because he sent another one that it was like, we're
Oh,
not
this
transcribing
is,
this.
This is
I
transcribed.
got a
Oh, it
transcription,
is?
yeah.
Yeah.
Mine did not. It said transcripts not available. Oh.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it live too, so
Oh.
it may not. The email might have been like, nah.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll do it live.
Yep. I got one theatrical movie, one home video movie.
I have a very new home video movie, but not newer than theatrical.
Okay. And you got television programs.
2 television series.
Chuck,
Well,
you just doing them 31 movies, aren't you?
Yep.
Problem is, you've watched, what,
Chuck,
45 so far, and you have 5 episodes,
I've
maybe?
watched like 60 movies,
Yeah.
and they've all been blah. Good thing I started early.
Yeah. We're glad you started early.
Yeah, it's less than a month away.
Wow, that is...
Fuck.
Don't worry, Sabrina. We all do that.
we sound like idiots
Always.
on every podcast.
We do it every week.
398 episodes. Or whatever. 387, yeah.
Way more than 387
I
when
know.
you think
it's
about it.
just- Yeah.
387 prime timeline episodes.
Not counting webisodes and
Not counting Super Soldier Special.
right.
Not counting our spoiler cast we did.
Oh,
Remember
remember
we
that
used
thing?
to do those?
We used to be able to make it to a movie on
Yeah.
its opening weekend.
Or get passes or
Uh-huh.
something. Yeah.
No.
All right. Let's. All right, and we'll go back.
Hey!
Ah.
Second half.
Hi.
Second
Blah.
Very enthusiastic with that tonight. Like, okay. Wow.
That's where people turn us off.
Yep.
Zimazing. Za.
Zig-zow.
Second half.
So you've got a movie to talk about, a new one.
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I watched a movie in the theater.
What?
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah, I saw Atomic Blonde,
Ooh.
which is Charlize Theron,
Mm-hmm.
one of the directors of the first John Wick, where
Okay.
he and the other guy basically split up.
Aw.
Well, I know. I mean, it's still their same production studio. It's
Oh,
just
okay.
The one guy went on to make John Wick 2, and this guy made Atomic Blonde,
Okay.
Okay.
which I did not know is based on a comic.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah. I also did not know that this is set in 1989, 10 days before the fall of the Berlin Wall in Berlin, which is a fucking amazing setting to put a spy movie in.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically having to go between East and West Berlin, and all that shit's going down at the same time, and yeah, there's a lot of solid action in this movie,
But
this movie thinks it's way smarter than it is.
oh,
However, this movie has a ton of style that I ate up completely, and it also has an amazing soundtrack. However, the problem with the amazing soundtrack is it is so on the nose on certain scenes that it's like they Googled okay, this scene has this, 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 and this, and then pick the first music result that came out of the 80s in that Google search, and we're like, bam. It's like at work when someone, like when we're doing design and someone's like, man, I need a font that does this. And they're like, let me think about it. Is that a car place? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, why don't you use mechanic? You know, and it's like, okay. You know, like, it's so tangential and dumb, but it's like when someone just like Googles something and they just pick that first thing that shows up.
Yeah.
That's what the music feels like. Even though awesome, awesome songs, like the opening credits are Blue Monday with her walking through this dingy European city all gray with these fucking neon late 80s typefaces all over everything. And it's like my fucking eternal aesthetic. It's so good. It was like, oh, I want to watch that on repeat for the rest of my fucking life. But as it goes in, I mean, it's one of those movies that's kind of like a twisty, turny, okay, double crosses, and who's this person working for and who's that person working for. And it's one of those cases where they kind of give you enough information to figure it out, but then they kind of don't, because then they'll have someone else who's tangential to it that's like, oh, well, wait. And you're like, wait, what is their motivation? What are they doing? And so there's a lot of that kind of fun stuff. But by the end, you're just kind of like, I'm just going with this. Whatever. And yeah, but there are some really, really good action scenes in that. One of which is designed to be a long take thing that everyone keeps talking about. And the thing that works in that scene is that by the end of it, she and the guy she's fighting like almost can't stand up. And they're just like crawling on the floor trying to find items they can beat each other with. But then each of them tries to stand up and fucking can't.
Okay.
And fall over because, I mean, she gets put through the goddamn ringer in this movie. Like, I don't think I've seen a movie I couldn't even remember when, that had the protagonist get this much shit kicked out of them throughout the movie. But yeah, I mean, it's so close to being like truly awesome, but it's not quite there. But man, it gets by on so much style and so much of what Charlize is doing throughout that movie that I was on board with it. And, you know, having a good soundtrack will do that for me too. Like, I've realized a lot of the movies that become my favorite movies, I get hooked in by having a really good soundtrack, and that's what this has. Even if it's just kind of like, okay, yes, everything's going wrong in the city, so of course you're going to play Susie and the Banshees, Cities in Dust. You know, it's like, okay, guys.
So is it just the script that lets it down? It's just not there story-wise?
Kinda.
Okay.
Kinda. It's hard to explain. I think it's throwing a lot of names at you and a lot of double cross type stuff, and it's expecting you to kind of keep up, but then when stuff gets revealed, it's kind of stupid. I mean, there's one thing in particular that's really, by the end of it, that's just like, it's kind of, it's okay because it's a rule of cool thing where it's like, okay, you know what? Because you did this, I got to see this, so I'm okay with it. But when you think about it, you're like, yeah, that's pretty dumb. So, yeah, but it's definitely, it delivers in the action department. I really enjoyed that part of it, and that movie's got fucking style, man. And that's, you know me, like set something in 1989, 1990, and I'm like, all right, bring it.
Yes.
All the fashions are there. Fucking bring it. So, yeah. So I can recommend it, but apparently it's not going to be in theaters much longer.
Yeah, it didn't do well.
Yeah. The theater I was in was full on a Saturday night. So
that's good.
You know. But it was also luxury seat theater, so there were like 40 of us total.
Yeah.
I do wonder how the whole luxury seat thing affects ticket sales. Because so many theaters, like I know ours around here, has moved, the Tinseltown near us, has moved from, all right, we can fit 300 people in here, to, well, we put a bunch of luxury seats, so, you know, we can sell a total of maybe 80 in the biggest theater. And I wonder...
Maybe it just averages out.
It's got to.
Because maybe they were only doing 80 in that theater during slow days. every show's a sellout now.
Yeah, it's got to be something. But and
Price of popcorn keeps going up.
Yeah.
That'll pay for them seats.
yeah, I did know. Our tickets were $10. D-box seats. They had D-box seats for that movie. I
Really?
believe were $18 a seat. And I was like, man. However, my wife's like, when Jurassic World 2 comes out, we're seeing that in that D-box, and you're not stopping me. And I was like, fine, you win. I will see Jurassic World 2 in D-box.
Your wife's got her priorities straight.
She does. She does.
Good.
D-box and succulents.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, that's her life, I guess. But no, I liked Atomic Blonde. Just don't expect something too smart. But expect people to get their asses kicked. And you'll be pleased.
Well, from a director of John Wick, that's what I would expect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's definitely not John Wick. I'll say that. It's not John Wick, and it's not John Wick 2, but it's still pretty damn good.
Okay.
And I guess that guy's making Deadpool 2 next. So, we'll see.
So I watched a new-ish movie, new this year, new to the home video market.
New to you?
Uh-huh.
I watched Ghost in the Shell.
Oh.
The
All right.
live action thing.
Controversial live action
Yeah, okay.
joint.
I mean, let me throw this out there. I've seen the original anime. I did not read the manga. So, I'll be honest. Like when I saw Ghost in the Shell, I kind of didn't understand what the hell was going on in the movie. I mean, the original movie. And I hate to say it, that like this movie kind of made me go, "Oh, that's what it was about."
I still don't know if I've seen Ghost in the Machine or Ghost in the Shell, or if they're different, or if
They're different because one's live action.
either of them exist.
And it had, Marion from Indiana Jones in it, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Now, there's an anime thing that I'm not sure. It might be Ghost in the Shell. I don't know.
They are not, story-wise, they're not remotely related, but I always used to confuse, before we did it, and, D-Tank became a thing, I used to always confuse just Appleseed and Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I don't know why. Like, story-wise, they're not even remotely similar, but... anyway, so... Like, I kind of like the movie. And, I mean... I didn't love it. I mean, it's not like something I'm going to watch over and over again, but I was entertained by it as it was happening. And I got to say, like, I don't understand why they keep attempting to make these live-action anime things, because it is pretty much a guaranteed lose-lose situation. Like, fans, original fanimes are not going to like it because it's different in some way, or you cast the wrong person. I mean, it's just you're
The target audience is not going to be into it.
Like the people you think you're making it for are going to be 100% against it. I don't think it's ever worked. It's never going to work. And I'm not just talking about strictly actual Japanese animation movies. I mean, like Aeon Flux. I mean, like everything they've ever tried to do, like that's animated, like Airbender movie. Like everything. It all just fucking fails. And they're usually just like, this one is a little bit of an exception because I think you can just like watch this movie without any prior information and just go like, yeah, okay, somewhat visually interesting movie, whatever, like you're not gonna like, it's not gonna win any awards for like storytelling or anything like that, but like this is one where it doesn't alienate the non pre-fan. It's just like they can go in and watch it and kind of figure this out. The other ones, I feel like, if you didn't already have some knowledge of what was happening in like Aeon Flux, it was like, if you watch that movie, you'd still have no idea what the fuck was happening.
Right.
Like it was just like made for people of the series, and people of the series were like, this is kind of terrible, so fuck it, So I just don't know why they keep trying this. It's like every couple of years, it's time to try it. Like, this is going to be the live action animated movie, anime style animated movie, because apparently people can't get enough of these live action Disney adaptations, so they're just going to do these forever.
See, I keep waiting for like the live action anime movie to come along that's going to make me interested in the source material. But the movies are always so bad that I'm just like, no, I don't want any more of that.
Yeah.
None.
So I don't know.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean this movie, it's.
You like Dragon Balls?
I'd say this
That's
movie's
really not fair, Chuck. That's like comparing the book to the movie.
Oh.
It really does seem to be that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie is. I mean, to me, it's interesting enough alone just for the world building. Like, I thought the world building in this movie was pretty fucking fantastic. Even if you strip out what the plot of the movie is about, I think you could just watch this movie and be entertained by the world it exists in. I mean, it's like it all feels like that next logical step to like, all right, if Blade Runner was at night, this is like during the day. Like, you know, we can just have giant fucking holograms all over the place, and it's all advertise VR, you know, world where it's like people are just obsessed with getting the latest greatest tech implanted into them, kind of thing. Like, and like, you know, it's true cyberpunk, if you will, whatever you want to call it, and like I struggle because like I get the complaints. Like, I mean, there are plenty of reasons to have the problem with quote unquote whitewashing, and this movie in a way kind of addresses it, because this is like supposed to be some sort of different kind of future where, like, yeah, we may be in this Asian city, but like we're not necessarily saying it, but it sounds like the U.S. is probably a complete shithole. So, you know, now, and you know, it's like the cultures are very mixed. It's like, you know, this is a
People have all migrated to this big city.
Like they've all come here. Like, it doesn't make it right. I don't know, but I mean, it's like it kind of goes somewhat to explain why
someone made an attempt.
Yeah, they made an attempt to say like, well, this is why this is. You know, I don't know. You know, if that's your problem with it, fine. You know, if you don't like that, you know, it's just in this movie, it was like, yeah, okay. I mean, I guess like it seems fine, because I don't want to get into like the story details, but there's more going on that will even explain it even further. But it's spoilery, and I don't want to even remotely get to it. Like I said, my point is, I feel like I'm talking a lot about this movie, and it's worth a watch, because like the set design and stuff is cool, if nothing else.
It's visually interesting.
Yeah, it's a very visually interesting movie. So, like I said, it was one of those movies where I was like, this is the movie everybody hates, because this is kind of all right to me. This is, you know,
it's one of those
turn off your brain,
movies,
look at cool stuff,
doesn't deserve all that all that attention.
Yeah, if this was just a movie about cyborgs and shit and wasn't based on something else, people are like, yeah, that movie's all right. And not just like, fuck that thing. You know, I don't know.
So, BJ,
Yes,
I heard you've been watching some TV.
I have been watching some TV. Sorry, I was deciding which one I'd start with. I finished the most recent season of Orange is the New Black, and I feel like that show is getting back on track. Like last season, I didn't really care for.
Interesting.
Like it was good, but
no, I've heard some people say, man, this season goes off the rails.
It does, but not in the story. Like weird shit happens. A bunch of like crazy shit happens. It's basically the prison riot season. So all sorts of insane shit happens.
Okay.
But it's really good.
Okay.
There's a lot of good drama. There's a lot of good comedy. I feel like they got back to doing some of the stuff they were good at, which is the interactions between the prisoners and some of the relationships and drama that happens with those. I think they have written themselves into a corner, though. I don't know what they can do if they do another season. I think they're... What else can you do? Where can you go from where it ends? Is what I wonder. I don't think that they have an out, and I think that may be a problem with the stuff that Genji Kohan tends to get involved with. Is they like Weeds. I think it was like season 4 or 5. It was like, what do we do now? All right, Mexico, fire, crazy shit. So I don't know. I don't see where it can go from here and still be as compelling as it was.
Yeah, when a show starts spinning its wheels, that's when it's like...
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's spinning its wheels. I just think that they wrote themselves into a corner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I liked what it did, but I can't see where it can go from here.
That makes
So
sense.
I think next season will be spinning its wheels, probably. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that we get some really good stuff out of Netflix occasionally like that. The other thing that I started watching, or I finished that starting this, I have decided that I'm going to catch up on Game of Thrones. And the last episode of Game of Thrones that I watched was the second episode a week after it aired.
Oh, second ever episode?
Second ever episode.
Jesus Christ.
The week after it aired. So,
But you're a book guy.
I'm
Right.
a book guy, yeah.
Oh.
So I know all the things already, except for all the stuff that you guys that are current now know, because
Yeah.
you guys
well,
are ahead
just
of
wait
me.
till you get to blank.
I don't have to wait because
Yeah.
it's been all over the internet
Yeah,
every single second of every single day, starting from the second that it airs, which is fine. It's really shitty for people who are trying not to get spoiled, but I enjoy seeing like all the crazy gifts that come out after each episode, like because I've accepted that I'm going to get spoiled on that, and I know it's like contrary to my big like fuck you if you post spoilers sort of mentality usually, but I've given up, so I'm enjoying.
Well, it's probably, it sounds like it's to you how the comic book movies are to me. Like, I know enough about the universe that there's probably not going to be anything they show that's going to shock me. You know what I mean? Like in a trailer,
yeah.
whatever. Like it's just like, yeah, all right. What story are you adapting, and how are you changing it?
Well, I mean, they're beyond the book story now,
Right, I know,
at this
but I mean,
point,
like
so
I'm saying, you're well versed enough in the universe. It's like, I could have guessed that was going to go there.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know. I just got so inundated by it, and I knew I was so far behind that I just stopped caring, and then I sort of embraced it. But I am already on the second episode. I started doing this, I think, Sunday night, and I'm already on the second episode of the second season.
Oh man.
I've been power thrusting my way through
Ew.
Game of Thrones. Yeah, they do some really gross shit in that first season, and I'm not talking about just gore. There's just some honestly gross shit,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's
There's plenty more gross shit to come.
I know there's a bunch more gross shit to come.
Yep.
Literally, but that show is so well made. And they really fly through that first season. Like, so much happens. Like, they will go through 3 weeks between a fade in and fade out, or fade out and fade in.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I'm going to bed 3 weeks later. All these things have happened. And then I know we're going to have a season where it's like walking through the desert for 5 episodes, but they really cruise that first season. And they're just setting all sorts of shit up. Just seeing it from the side of already knowing what's happened. They're just building blocks everywhere. It's like they've taken the that big red tub of Legos that everybody had, or Lego building bricks, so the Lego Corporation doesn't come after me, and just rip the top off and dump it on the floor and spread them all out. That's what they've done the first season, and you know what they're going to build because you've already built it before. But it's really good. There's some really good performances. The lady that plays Catelyn Stark, she is fantastic. And the dude that plays Jaime Lannister is also fantastic. And the guy that plays Varys, the eunuch, is fantastic. And the guy that plays Littlefinger is fantastic.
I can't think of a bad performance on that show. Like, I'm trying to think, like...
I don't like Sansa. I don't like the girl that plays Sansa.
She's young, though. Give her time.
She is. But
she was literally a child.
Yeah. I think Arya, the girl that plays Arya, is Maisie...
Yeah.
Is that her name, Maisie Williams?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think she does a better job than the girl that plays Sansa.
Okay.
And I know Sansa's character is kind of a biatch, but you know, I don't think it's a very good performance either. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm having a lot of fun watching it, and if you are in the BMFcast Discord, then there's a channel in the Discord, and I am posting as I'm watching these episodes, so you can kind of follow along, and we can chat about Game of Thrones. If you need a link to that Discord, just find our Twitter page at BMFcast, and there's a tweet with the link, or go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/BMFcast. There's a link there.
I'll put a button on the main page. I'll find a Discord icon and slap it up there.
Well, there you go.
Get rid of that Stitcher icon. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Yep. So people can visit the Throne Zone.
Yes, the Game of Thrones channel is called The Throne Zone in honor of the best Twitter account on the planet, The Share Zone.
So dumb.
Yeah.
So join me in the Throne Zone.
Okay. Great.
We will. Yeah, you mentioned Catelyn Stark.
Yes.
She shows up in Harry Potter
Hey.
and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, a.k.a. Harry Potter and the kids bickering in a tent for an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I finally got back on the Harry Potter horse, that magic horse. And yeah, Catelyn Stark
griffin.
is Hermione's mom. She doesn't have any lines, but she shows up in a very brief scene in the beginning. I was like, oh shit, that's her.
If you're in that realm, you will get cast in all those things.
Yeah, pretty much. And also Donald Gleason is in that as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I
He's
forgot that.
he's the oldest Weasley brother who
That's-
doesn't show up until the very last
Yeah.
one. Because I look and I'm like, I know that guy. Who the fuck is that guy? And then I had to look it up. But I was like, oh god, it's Donald Gleason. Yeah. That movie's not good.
Okay. That movie's not good.
It's the 500 pages of them arguing in a fucking tent is my least favorite section of any of the Harry Potter novels. So it would stand to reason that, yep, it was my least favorite section of any of the Harry Potter movies.
Okay.
And, you know, if you got to split up two movies, you know, if you didn't want to make a 5-hour movie and you wanted to make 2.5-hour movies, that's fine. Give the first one a fucking point. Because this is the second movie now where they basically just spin their wheels doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And shit only kind of happens in the last half hour. And that sucks. Like it's so deflating to watch this movie and just be like, ugh. You know, everything that went down at the end of Order of the Phoenix, it's like they lose all urgency for dealing with any of that. And this one feels even worse than Half-Blood Prince did, because at least that one they were like, all right, we need to learn more about, you know, about Voldemort and figure that stuff out. And this one they're like, all right, we know the stuff. Now we have to go find the stuff. And they don't. They just don't. I mean, to the point where one of the characters is like, hey, man, did Dumbledore ever tell you anything that was worth anything? And Harry's kind of like, I guess he kind of didn't.
Nah.
Now we got to figure it out. And it's like, then what the fuck were you doing that whole last movie? Yeah. Man. Yeah, it's a very disappointing movie. Though I will say, like, when they go to the Ministry of Magic and there's kind of an action scene, that part's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Near the end, the best part of the movie is when they actually tell the tale of the three brothers that explains what the Deathly Hallows are. And is this very cool, suddenly it becomes like this Kubo and the Two Strings animated sequence of this whole story of these brothers and, you know, how they cheated death and the objects that they were given because of that. And it's like, holy shit, this is like being in a different movie. But that movie loses so much because there's no Hogwarts in it whatsoever. They never go there. They show the kids on the train going there, the other ones.
Oh, right, yeah.
But they never visit there once. And it gives the movie this weird, and because the bad guys have taken over, and it's like, all right, yeah, Nazis are in control now, just so you know, all that stuff is happening. And it becomes almost like this weird... Is that Alexa saying shit? It becomes this weird, like, post-apocalyptic thing. Because these kids are basically just hiding out in the woods from all, like, these raiders that keep coming around. They call them snatchers. So that kind of works. Because I appreciate that Yates has made 3 very different Harry Potter movies, despite, all being in the same series.
He really did, yeah.
They feel very completely different from one another. Like, you would not have guessed that the same director has made these 3 movies. Because this one, I mean, there are just some beautiful, beautiful landscapes that they put these kids in, and then they just soak all the color out of them and make them hate each other and be angry because, they're basically being hunted down by, the oppressive rule of the land. And they also kind of ruin Umbridge in this one. I had forgotten about that. Because in the other one, Umbridge is basically just like, nothing's wrong, don't worry, life is good, trust the government, they know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And this one, she's like, oh, you're Muggle? Well, you're fucked, get out of here. Like, it's basically like, you are not human, get out of my magic realm. Like, she's just become straight up Nazi lady. And it kind of ruins the subtlety that character's motivations had in the earlier movie. Because the earlier movie was very much like, bureaucracy taken as far as it can possibly go into just ruining everything. And in this one, it's no, I'm an evil, genocidal bitch. And so that kind of, I don't know. It's disappointing to take a character that had depth and kind of snatch it away, which is what they do. But yeah, it's another movie, a setup for the last movie. Which makes it even more pissed they took out all the wizard duels that were at the end of the 6th book. Because they were like, oh, we're going to have wizard duels because they're going to be all fighting at Hogwarts in the end in the big battle scene. And no, they didn't do that. So I could not imagine, like, if you were basically waiting, like, from 2007 to 2011 for something to fucking happen in these movies.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of glad I hopped off that train back when I was first watching them. But, yeah.
So that's why I don't watch any of those. Like, any of those things that I know are like a series of books that are going to be made over a period of time. I'm not spending a year and a half, 2 years in between each one, getting all worked up about casting changes and all that, just fucking make your movies and then I'll watch your story.
Yeah.
So,
and I'll admit, I kind of wondered if Dobby was ever going to show up again, because Dobby's a constant presence throughout, like, the 2nd through the end book. Like he's in every book. And granted, they took out the whole, like, house elf slavery storyline, which, yeah, good call. Good call not going there in the movies. But, yeah, Dobby shows up for the last 20 minutes of the movie, maybe. So it's like, oh, yeah, Dobby's here. And Dobby's better. Dobby's not the Jar Jar he was in the first one.
Nope.
Yeah, so that's good. So, Dobby gets a little redemption here, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll be watching the last one before the next episode. Maybe.
Great.
We'll see.
Cool.
I just know, like, the movie fades out and the credits start, and Jen just goes, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is why I kind of stalled watching this one for almost a month, because it's not good, not good." Hopefully the last one is good so that I can kind of redeem this whole Harry Potter journey, because I feel like I haven't liked any of them except Order of the Phoenix.
Yep.
Like 3, 4, 5 I liked. 5 I loved. The other ones, nope.
They all have good stuff.
Yeah.
Like, there's good
bits. Like, there's the strength of the base material, but it also shows, why adapting a book is so damn hard.
Yeah.
Because, it feels like they tried to fit everything into this one, and that's why they made 2 movies. But they also added, like, this weird scene where they dance in the tent that wasn't in the book, and it's like to a weird Nick Cave song, and it's just like, what are you doing, movie? Like, you're fucking bad. Stop being bad.
Got to get that in there. Got to get that tween manse.
I'm just starting to feel like these movies needed to, like, eventually someone needs to remake these. I'd be totally fine with them remaking these
I don't have a problem with it.
at some point, and just do it fucking right. You know, like, or do it damn Showtime or HBO or whoever. Like, give them a budget, let them do it week over week, and, you know, see, like, all right, we're gonna do like 7 seasons worth of Harry Potter.
Well, like a Harry Potter HBO series would be fucking dope. I mean, it would be great.
Because they could put everything in.
Yeah.
Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
Yeah, they better like, you know, have a little bit tighter production schedule on that one if they want to cast the same kids and have them grow up.
Yeah, I mean, that becomes the issue.
They also don't have to worry about an old man dying to death in the middle of production.
Well, that was their own fault for casting him when he was like 9
No, I
years
mean
old.
the writer of the series dying to death.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about Dumbledore.
Yeah, no. They shouldn't have done that either.
Yeah. Right. It's a bad idea.
But, I mean, geez, I look at Ed Harris in Westworld, and I'm like, oh, man, are you going to build on him? Because he's not looking great. I mean, he's getting up there.
That's by design, though, for that show.
I know, but...
Yeah. Ed Harris is fine.
I hope so.
He's fine.
Okay.
Just don't tweet at him. He's fine.
But I won't.
Do not tweet at him from the
Well, if he's
BMFcast
Chuck
house.
fine, we need to get him to the
If
hospital.
Ed
bitch.
Harris has a Twitter account, I will be very surprised. That dude looks like he would just punch a computer to death. If someone tried to give him one, he would just go, "What the fuck is this?" Smash. So,
Yeah. So anyway, you guys want some emails?
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
All right. This one, first one we got, is from Tobias.
Oh, hey, Tobias, I know
What?
him.
Former BMFcast guest, BMFcast alum, Tobias.
Yeah,
And
I've seen his face.
I've been on
in
a show
person.
with him.
You have.
We
So-
recorded that show twice.
We did. That was not a good night. That was pre-streaming, so we didn't have a streaming copy to fall back on.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Tobias
That
night.
that might be the worst second half we've ever done because we did it twice and all enthusiasm was sapped from it. Anyway, this one is Valerian Hot Take. No
Ooh.
spoilers.
Uh-oh.
Is the name of the email.
Okay.
He said, just leaving Valerian, the latest Luc Besson movie. My hot take is that this would be a great movie with a stronger male lead / general cast chemistry. This is a perfect Sean William Scott vehicle. I was wondering what movies you guys had watched and thought, this movie would be better with Sean William Scott? Or, if I guess there are too many, what movies almost hit for you, but weak chemistry at the lead stopped it being great? Except for my official Bulletproof Monk phone. Tobias.
Oh, Bulletproof Monk is a bad movie.
That played
That movie is
every
not-
It has
Sean-
Sean William Scott.
It is not better with Sean William Scott, though.
Oh.
They played that so much on FX back in like 2005.
Yeah, that and the Replacement Killers were just always on.
Is it movies that have to be specifically inserting Sean William Scott?
He said, or just
Oh,
movies where
oh.
the general
Oh.
chemistry of the leads just doesn't work.
Gotcha. I have one.
Yeah.
I thought about one. So this is not a knock on the movie itself or the casting, but it's kind of like if I could go back in time and fix something, I would go back and do whatever it took to convince Sean Connery to make On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Only because I think that's the movie that should have been the finale for his character.
Yes.
Yeah.
And or they should have been like, shit, like we got to change and not, because that movie's too heavy in the mythos of James Bond to like be a incoming Bond's first movie and only movie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, so like just getting him to like be like, here is your crazy ending, bye, you know, and then like, you know,
Yeah.
Lazenby or whomever gets the next one.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So, okay, so Sean William Scott was in this movie, but he was not one of the leads. Maybe he would have been better as replacing the one lead who you will know as soon as I say the name of the movie, which is Cop Out. That movie's garbage, and it's mostly garbage because you can tell Bruce Willis does not give a fuck about being in that movie.
Yep. Yeah.
So Sean William Scott is in that in a small role. I think if it had been him and Tracy Morgan, that might have been better than a guy who just clearly stopped caring.
Possibly.
I think Sean William Scott should have replaced Dolph Lundgren in Command Performance.
No. No.
No, considering
Dolph
was the only good part of that movie.
Yeah, no. I will say I like later day Sean William Scott movies more than I do early Sean William Scott movies. I think like that early era where he was just like, dude, bro, you know, it was just like, man, fuck you. But then like later when it got to like, shit, what's the one? Role Models? Him and Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Like later day, he's like in his 30s now, and he's not just, you know, 20-year-old douche dude bro guy.
But I'm sorry, I still actually legitimately like Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh, I fucking hate that movie with every fiber of my being. Every fiber of my being.
Okay. Have you watched it lately?
No.
Okay.
No. I could be wrong. That
It's been known to happen.
was
once
it.
or, once or 1,000
was
times.
been a period of time where I was just like, you know what, these movies are garbage. I only like find Miramax motion pictures. But,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I
I think about stuff like Ocean's 11 and how like George Clooney and Julia Roberts are supposed to have like this amazing relationship, and they have like negative chemistry. Like you get the feeling that they just flat out don't like each other at all.
yeah.
You know, and you know,
Yeah, except I think the problem is that they're actually really good friends. Like friends.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
platonic friends.
It's just like, but like them supposedly being even an ex-couple holds nothing in that movie, you know, and it's just, and the music and everything is trying to present her as like this amazing woman, and like she doesn't have any chemistry with Andy Garcia either, but I think that's kind of the point with that. But with Clooney, there's even less, which is kind of, I don't know, it just seems very odd for someone like Clooney, who, and maybe that is the thing, the whole friendship thing has fucked it up, but you know, because he almost always has chemistry with the female leads that he's with. You know, he's got the only good performance out of Jennifer Lopez in any movie was with him. So it's always weird to me when you've got these people that you just like, you can just tell they have none of the chemistry whatsoever, but they're still supposed to be the romantic leads of a movie.
Yeah. I'm going to apologize to Sean William Scott.
Uh-oh.
His filmography is all over the place, so it's not like I can pinpoint early era versus late era Sean William Scott. It's just that he will have a run of bad movies and then suddenly will make something I really like. So he has some unfortunate choices along the way, like The Dukes of Hazzard and Southland Tales and Bulletproof Monk and Evolution. Man. But he was in Road Trip and Final Destination early on, and those two movies are great. So.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean.
Well, Valerian. Yeah. A lot of people have the complaint about, what is it, Dominic DeHaan? Is that his name?
Oh yeah, Dean DeHaan.
Dean DeHaan. That's what it is.
DeHaan,
Yeah.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's just a guy who, like, I haven't liked him in anything he's been in.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen him in anything.
There's a lot of those dudes lately.
Well, he was in the crummy Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh,
The crummy Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's why that movie didn't do well.
Yeah, though I'm still curious about A Cure for Wellness, but it's because it's Gore Verbinski, but
Oh, right.
my understanding is it's still like 2.5 hours, so that
You mean
guy...
visionary director Gore Verbinski?
That dumb fuck needs to just hire an editor who's like, all right, listen, man, we're going to get it to 159, Gore. We're going to do this. And he's like, no, it must be like 359.
oh yeah, okay, yeah. I totally don't know how I didn't get that he was just looks like he has a horrible disease, Harry Osborn in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I mean, that dude just like his eyes look like. Are you have something? Are you okay?
Are
Do you
okay?
need an IV?
right? Sit down. Have an orange slice.
I was in an Imagine Dragons video too.
All right. Is this one with Dolph?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like him anyway, so yeah, I could see not liking him in Valerian also.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're going to see that, better hurry to a theater too.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, do you want a voicemail?
Yes, I want a voicemail.
I do.
Me 3.
Hey, BMFcast is... Wait, hold on. Hey, BMFcast, shut up. I'm trying to talk to BMFcast.
Turn your radio down.
Sorry, those guys are such jackasses. Okay, it's Polly here. I was calling literally in the middle of a live stream to go ahead and make another recommendation for you guys. This is a 1996 thriller movie called The Sweeper, starring C. Thomas Howell, otherwise known as that guy from Secret Admirer and that guy from Soul Man. Oh, and I guess he was the big brother in E.T. or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, this is a fucking, like, just crazy fucking movie. So the plot of it is C. Thomas Howell, as a young Thomas Howell, is witness to his family getting murdered because his cop dad helped take down a crime syndicate by literally plowing through a pier to do so, which is kind of great. He grows up to become a super violent cop that has, like, more kills than arrests at some point, I think. Anyway, he gets indoctrinated into a secret group of super vigilante cops and is nicknamed, or I guess given the title of, The Sweeper. It is fucking nuts. Like, gun violence everywhere, just every bit of plot is just a setup to another fucking action scene that involves, I don't know, probably at least 10 guys dying in every one. There's a lot of explosions, a lot of cool shit. There's an ending sequence that is just fucking phenomenal, and I will not say anything more about it. Go and watch it. The Sweeper, starring C. Thomas Howell. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. So, this is Pally out. Later, BMFcast. Crash and burn and all that shit. Sent from my fucking box of Little Caesar's pizza. Hold on. I've got, like, 3 more. You guys like pepperoni? Go ahead and take a couple slices. Come on.
I want to note, that is by the director of Rage.
I was going to say it's the same production company. So,
Yeah.
yes, on the list.
Yep.
Everything from that production company is
Yep.
on the list.
Yup.
Yeah, C. Thomas Howell, huh?
Thomas Howell.
He also did mention that Jeff Fahey
Yeah,
is, I believe, his father in that. So he's probably not in it long,
yeah.
but still.
C. Thomas Howell of Cross fame.
Oh, really? I feel like Cross should come up more often.
Why?
Because there were like 98 named people
It
in
does.
that movie.
It comes up all the time.
It
All those people in Cross
I
are.
feel like there should be like a 6 degrees of Cross.
That's our 6 degrees. That's it. Cross. I see Thomas Howell, like, he fell hard, and then, like, all of a sudden he's in that LBJ movie with Woody Harrelson. Like, that's a major, like, big release movie, and I'm like, wow, good for you. Good on you for getting back on that horse.
Well, you probably got off the horse, and
Yeah, I know.
probably helped.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always thought C. Thomas Howell was fine. He was in Red Dawn, so that gets him a pass.
Mm-hmm.
Cried a lot in that movie. But they all cried a lot in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's all right. He works. He's got 200 acting credits. 200 acting credits.
That's 200 more than me.
Mm-hmm. I have one because I put myself on IMDb.
You did what? No,
I did. Yeah.
For what?
I added my show, my web series.
Because there was one time you hid under your desk and did it.
I'm an actor. Whatever, they let you do it.
Well, we have a web series that's
Add it.
300 episodes long.
Yeah.
Add it.
You had it.
Get it. Yeah. I don't know. Seemed like something to do. You got to pay like $500 to submit your headshot, though. So
What?
there's no picture.
That's what
of me.
you're busy doing when you're busy with shit. You're adding yourself to IMDb.
Right, yes.
You vain.
Right. I'm not editing
Prick.
the 9,000 podcasts we make. I'm putting myself
Yeah.
on IMDb.
So that tie-dyed wizard dude I found from that one movie paid like $500 to have that headshot put there? That's pretty.
Maybe
awesome.
he did it before you had to pay $500.
Or is it?
Maybe.
Are you just saying like IMDb Pro? Is that what you need to have
No,
it?
to add a headshot,
Oh.
you have to pay some ridiculous amount of money.
Okay.
It's probably $10, but to Chuck, it's $500.
Yeah, 'cause
because he's a small man and
That's
dollars
right.
are large.
And dollars are bigger than I am. Durr.
That's not how inflation works.
Yeah, it is. You get a little pump and you the money
I'm going to be rich.
Oh, that's true.
until it goes.
Well, we kind of covered contact information earlier, but do you want to
Well, I mean,
run down some of it again?
We did touch on it. BMFcast.com, that is the website. BMF at BMFcast.com is the email. 9105-JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263 is the Garfield phone. And like I said earlier, we have a Discord now. If you know what that is, then you don't have to. If you know what that is, you don't have to listen to this next sentence. Discord is sort of like a chat thing. It's like IRC. We had considered doing a forum type thing on the website, but this is free and easy. So you can chat real time with other BMF fans and us sometimes. And there are a bunch of channels that you can look in on and discuss different topics. And so check out the website for a link, or check out Facebook. We got a link there too. And that's it. Come chat with us. Listen to all our things. Download the things. Rate us on iTunes because we're really fantastic and we deserve your 5-star ratings. And I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. See you next time. I love you. Motherfucker.
Go take some ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen.
But seriously, take some ibuprofen.
I need something.
Take something.
I don't know what happened today.
Take a-
that it just
Yeah.
because it's been like this since Saturday, where like it's just been annoying. But I have not touched it,
Okay.
and today just went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Spider.
I'm telling you, the spider's hatched in
Yeah.
my eye,
It's once out.
my eyelid.
Yeah.
and now
It's like, hey, we're
luckily
gonna
they're not moving.
that you know
Is
of.
it a sty? Is that one of those? What is that a thing? A sty?
Always love the name of that.
What, a sty?
Yeah. What's wrong with my eye? You got a sty. No.
Oh yeah, that's probably what it is. It's a bacterial infection at the gland
Yeah.
at the base of an eyelash.
Yeah.
That's what you got. You got a sty.
Yeah, you got a sty.
Yeah, well, at least it's not pink eye. It's not contagious, is it?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
No, you just got it from being fucking filthy.
Yeah.
I probably did. I mow the lawn and I just get fucking soaked, and I have to keep wiping my eye on my shirt.
Oh yeah,
That's-
that's
what
100%
that can totally
what
do
that
it.
is.
Yeah.
Or your wife touched one of her poisonous succulents and then touched your eyelid.
Mm-hmm.
No, she doesn't touch me.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, considering we're married.
Well,
great
I
thing.
mean, just because, have you ever seen yourself?
I have.
You got that eye
Yeah,
thing
I'm
going.
horrifying. I'm a hideous monster. I know this.
You're
Why
one
do you
step away
think
from being a pirate right now.
I'm a monster.
Yar, why was I making fun of Gore Verbinski? He might give me a job.
More like gory Verbinski over there with your fucking weird eye.
Yeah.
Get it?
I'll go to the eye doctor tomorrow. Get some drops.
You should
Good.
get some drops.
Because it
Get some filthy drops.
yeah,
Sick drops,
Yeah.
bro.
I will. If the doctor starts playing dubstep,
Yeah.
I'll go like, you know what's up.
I'll be playing it and just holding the dropper way above your eye. Splash. Slow motion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we finished the podcast.
We did.
Don't we always?
Yeah, we sure do.
So no Doctor Who tomorrow, right?
No.
No, good.
No. How dare you?
Fuck no. Whew.
All right, everyone.
Yep. Reckon it's
We're
time
out of
to-
here before 11:30.
I know it's
Reckon
crazy.
it's time to
man.
shut this down.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Well, that's what happens when we don't talk for an hour and a half about the movie.
Right.
Yeah. This one was an easy one. This got us back in the groove of just skipping over bullshit.
Yeah.
So.
Surprised we talk at all.
Stupid sons of Hillary.
Yeah, I never did my dramatic reading of that
Bunch of
iTunes
fucking
review.
cucks.
they did get like the conservative bingo on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, this cuck fucks.
Yeah, because they had virtue signaling, political correctness, social justice
SJWs.
warriors.
Yep.
And Sons of Hillary is definitely a new one I have not heard before.
I'm afraid to Google it because I'm afraid I'll end up on a watch list.
I tried to Google it, and it doesn't come up with anything.
So this was an original
It's
creation?
an original
Man.
creation. yeah.
Wow.
We stoked that much hate in this person.
That's a good
that-
one, though.
I know, right?
Well, that's the thing. They might still listen
Yeah.
because they give us 2 stars. Because they're like, because apparently if there are no women, black people,
Yeah.
or dogs in the movie, then they're great with us. Just
So you're saying there's a chance?
yeah, I mean, maybe they'll accept it because we didn't balk at the dude's wife getting shot in the head.
No.
In fact, we mentioned it 6 times.
Yes.
we did. Yeah.
And then we went back around and mentioned it again.
Yeah.
As if we hadn't mentioned it before.
Yeah, but at least
And
we
it was
acted
quality
like
content.
At least we acted like, yeah, it's good that lady got shot in the face.
Yeah.
Got no problem with shooting an innocent woman in the head. No problem.
Well, she seemed like
Now
she
we're-
was into it. Like she knew it was coming.
I don't think she was
Did she
into it.
consent?
I'm just saying, like, didn't she
Consent
hand
is
him a
important
gun
to
or
children.
something? Wasn't that like the
No,
first
she was
part?
just there being sad.
I thought she was a maid at first, and I was like, "Oh man,
I thought
she
there
really
was-
did a bad job cleaning."
there
Oh,
was
so
a-
if a woman's in a movie scene, she has to be a maid.
Oh my God, you were
well, yeah,
you were no longer a son of Hillary.
I,
Get out.
clearly not. Yeah, fuck off, libtards. Am I right?
Yes.
She's gonna have to
I'll
clean
show
up.
you.
She's gonna have to clean up her own blood and brains.
Yeah.
And then make me a sandwich.
Follow
out
the
of
money. Look it up.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
it.
They
It's
don't
my
want.
favorite way to end a conversation.
They don't want you to know about
Follow
this
the money.
shit. Yeah,
Look it up.
Look it up.
it happened. Look it up.
Mm-hmm. It's real. No, that's real.
All right.
I read it on Infowars.
Mm.
You beta cuck.
Sons of Hillary. I love
All right. Good night, everybody.
Even though we all
Yeah.
would have voted for Bernie anyway. It's like, whatever. Sons
Man.
of Hillary.
If only we kept Beta Cuck around. It was such a superior format.
Yeah.
Goddamn VHS cuck.
People still chatting?
But no, not really.
No.
It's just us. We chased them off. We signaled them, or I don't know.
They're like, oh God, they're on their high horse again.
Yep.
I have a thing.
Yeah.
What? Chuck has a thing.
out.
All right. Can I stop the stream? I'm going to stop the stream.
No,
No?
no,
It just needs to be on the stream?
no. You can stop the stream.
Oh.
Oh, it's double bagged.
Yeah, that's how I like it. Oh, what's going on? What? What is it?
Put me an image on there.
Oh, are you sure?
Why not? Why not?
Well, I mean, I haven't really tested it much yet.
Fuck, it's not gonna break the card.
It might.
It won't.
All right, I'll put an image on here. It takes about
Raspberry Pi thing?
2
I
hours
tried
to
doing it, but
do
like
it.
the mega upload website was being a.
What the fuck did you use Mega Upload for?
Because it was there.
Because that was
You're
the link.
you're
yeah.
dumb.com.
Chuck doesn't know how to internet.
I'm bad at internet.
He just